and welcome to doing it live. We're starting slow. This is how we do it.
Hey.
Yeah, here with an empty frame and Scott Humphrey.
Hi. Wonderful to be here.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. And we
Of
have everyone
course.
will be coming in as they are ready. Welcome, Michael. How's it going? We're doing. I just wanted to make sure we started officially at 7:30, so that means I can. It's kind of like I want to see how much I can publicly shame our players for not being on time. No, it's
Ooh.
ooh,
Yep, that's right.
ooh. Yeah. Whenever anyone
Ooh.
joins their chat, we just have to be ooh.
Ooh. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready for the next one.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Next time someone turns on, we'll do it.
Okay.
We're gonna go through, make sure everyone's like leveled up. We'll do it previously on. But Keen, why don't you give a little introduction? Say hi to Scott because not everyone needs to hear your introduction, but I think Scott would like to know who you are.
I would.
Hey Scott, how's it going? My name is Michael. I play Harold. Looking forward to playing with you. Thanks for joining us. It's
Hey,
great.
cheers, Michael. I'm very happy to meet you.
Yeah, I'm gonna save your intro, Scott, until everyone's here.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and Linz, you want to say hi to Scott?
Yeah, hi, hey man, how you doing?
Thumbs up.
You might have, yeah. You might have to put up with my daughter freaking out. I've been away the whole weekend, and she thinks it's my turn to put her down. So she's just like raising hell in the room, thinking that that's the thing. So that's my introduction. I am a father of a wailing child.
Oh, boy.
She's an aspiring banshee.
Reach for the
So yeah, that's it. I play the Owlin Ranger with a touch of wild magic craziness and a new touch, a new flavor that is introduced this session, which is kind of nice. And yeah, old time D&D players for 30 years, and ready to roll some dice, make it rain out there.
Sounds
NBD.
good.
Nice. Sam, welcome. Say hello to our new friend Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Sam.
Nice to meet you. I play Thaddeus Turnpike, who until very recently was sort of a barbarian lord from the north, who also had an intense magical ability and, contrary to his wishes, was sent to study magic in the tower. He recently was killed by a shadow dragon, and an aspect of Legion, Krampus, instead of escaping from your prison-like body, decided to resurrect me instead. And I've come back slightly different. Like, he's still Thad, but yeah, I think some things have happened to him. There's some changes that he's discovering about himself.
Wait, right.
boy, ain't right. But he seems to have lost some of his inhuman strength, but has gained access to a bunch of other things in its stead.
We trading up? We trading down? I don't know.
We'll find out.
That's very cool.
I'm
Koi,
trying to
I
see if
hear
I
music, but I just want to let you know it feels a bit loud.
Okay, so this
cans.
is music is you can control it on your end in the playlists tab.
Joy.
There
Well, let me
should
just handle that.
An opportunity to do that.
I do see that. Okay, cool. I'll handle it.
Because I'm not able to hear it on my end, so I'm having my own issues. Oh my god. Oh my god, the music is so embarrassing. That's why.
There we go. Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Cool. Yeah, so you can all turn it down to 0 if you want. But what the stream uses my volume, which I believe at the moment is not too loud. But let me know in the chat. Come at me in the comments. Like, subscribe.
Yeah, there it is.
There you go. Boom. I'm learning. Cool. And there's number one himself, Sean the Body Boyd, coming in hot.
Hey.
Say hello to
How's it going?
Scott.
Hey, Scott, how's it going?
Howdy, John. How you doing?
I'm well. Oh, Sean. Actually,
Sean. I heard
It's
John.
okay.
That's cool. Whatever.
That's all right.
I'll
It's totally
just.
fine.
I'm gonna leave and come back.
John.
It's okay. I'll answer to anything. I play. Yeah. Well, I guess I should talk about myself. I, like many here, I'm an actor, but I also teach at a university where I live here in Las Vegas. I originally learned D&D back, like in that weird time in the late 70s where there was the white box set and the blue box set. That's where I learned. And then I played basically to AD&D time, and then stopped for about 20-something years. And then Coy hit me up and said, "Hey, play 5e." So this whole last year for me has been a big classroom, trying to catch up to how D&D has evolved. And my gracious colleagues have really been helpful on that. So I'm really excited to always be playing. I play Aelric Tiamanticus, a Dragonborn, which I actually haven't thanked Coy for, because this race wasn't supposed to be in this world, but he asked me what I wanted to play before he told me that. So
Classic
really
DM
nice.
mistake.
He was
Always.
really nice about letting me go ahead and keep it. And like Sam, Aelric has been going through some changes, not to the point of what Harold or Thad has been going through, but certainly existential, if nothing else. And as far as he knows, he's the only one of his kind. Even though we're fighting what I guess could be classed as some sort, like cousins, right? Or something. Quite often, he's not seen any of his kind since his uncle, the one that raised him, died. And so he's just been on the hunt and trying to find any more of his kind, and found the party instead. So he's still trying to find his way.
Sure. Aren't we all, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes sense.
Yeah. He's learned a lot from the party, including like patience from Bubo, when to grasp the moment from Thad, and the hatred of gnomes from Harold.
Uh-oh. Okay, all right.
He also doesn't do well with anything that he considers politics.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
That's it.
Amazing. This is one of those times where I need to like continue to jot down those like, get a moderator comptroller. Just as I'm in the background, you guys are doing the introduction. I'm not cutting you off, Sean, because I'm like, our audio needs to work better.
No, it's fine. Yeah, knock yourself out, dude. Do whatever you need to do, man.
I think this is everyone who's joining us today. Normally Claire Hogan, who's playing our Kender Knowledge Cleric, which is the strangest combination for anyone who's like super into Dragonlance, which it doesn't include me. As you can tell, I'm just like, sure, do whatever. I don't know, combine these things.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's our cleric, and the real Claire, not the Kender, is on a train today, so she's unable to call in. Yeah, so seeing as we're all here, Scott, why don't you tell us? I know who you are, but for everyone else, all the other players, I think this is the first time you're getting to meet a lot of us, or all of us.
Yeah, for sure. I will say, like, just off quick sort of tangent, that Linz, it's funny that you were apparently you were doing a self-tape not too long ago with my partner, Elizabeth Neal, which I think is very funny, at B-Duck in Montreal. Yeah. And I was just, I was like, so small. The
She
world is
actually
so
told
small.
me that you were going to be joining, and then now here we go. Yeah, okay, it's come full circle. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Right
So
on.
right on indeed. Hi out there, folks. My name is Scott Humphrey. I am an actor living and working in and around Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Woof, Quebec. Sorry, that was a very anglophone pronunciation.
Yeah.
I love all things geeky, and I've been role playing for many years now. As I was telling Coy, like my experience with D&D fifth is relatively limited, but I've been playing as part of the RPG Clinic crew for I feel like 7 years. I'm gonna shout out RPG Clinic as a Twitch channel where I also am playing there and doing some really fun stuff. We do mostly World of Darkness kind of streams, so we're in the middle of a Werewolf 5th campaign. Werewolf 5th just came out recently.
Nice.
And that's been like
Nice.
anyway, it's such a blast getting just to tear shit up.
Nice.
But I mean, yeah, what more can I say? Like, I'm really excited to be here. I just think the conceit of Legion is so cool, and I really look forward to getting to meet everybody and like getting to play.
Thanks so much.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Amazing. Amazing. So that is everyone is met. We are all well met, and that means I have to do something. Okay. Previously on, I think we need to do a little bit of an introduction for our viewers and for anyone who's forgotten in the last week. We all have busy lives. Last session, the party arrived at Versailles and entered the apartments of Orson Pausley. The court tailor, Herr Ronington Snikes, came and outfitted everyone in court attire in the latest of fashions. It was a glow-up. And once dressed, the party went to the Grand Salon to meet Leroy, the Grand Chat. On arriving, Arlie gave a very eloquent introduction with musical accompaniment by Nunquepi. Which I always pronounce wrong, but the aspect of Legion who was played last week by Cody Ray Thompson. After changing from their introduction outfits into their proper court attire, because as you all know, whenever you meet people, that's one outfit, and then you wear another outfit immediately afterwards, they parted the throng of courtiers and came to the throne, and Leroy seated atop. Leroy graciously welcomed the party to Versailles and thanked them for taking on such a minor task. But what task was this? The Grand Chat would not stoop so low as to explain the details. After their public audience with Leroy, Chancellor Cockney informed the party that the royal pools had become tainted. The springs feeding the pools had turned brackish recently. The Chancellor then encouraged the party to rest and enjoy the accommodations offered them at Versailles. And then we had a leveling up montage. Cue the 1980s super cool music. And gifts given to the party by Legion's Fey-touched aspect. So, Aelric was gifted with Shatterspike, a legendary longsword. He tested the blade on some of the countless statues in the endless gardens, exploding these marble statues, and discovered its power to obliterate inanimate objects. Aelric gained his level as another level in Battle Master Fighter, bringing him to 7. Bubo was gifted an elven cloak, which made him nearly invisible among natural elements. Using this cloak and experimenting with the stealthy tactics of his party member Harold he had witnessed over the past few weeks, Bubo honed his ability to deliver devastating strikes on unsuspecting targets. And Bubo leveled up, taking his first level in Rogue. Now triple classed. He is now a ranger, a wild magic sorcerer, and a rogue. So watch out for Bubo. Arlie was gifted a radiant mace, but instead of testing her new weapon, however, she relished in the opportunity to engage in courtly intrigues and gossip. Arlie has gained another level as a cleric of knowledge. And Harold was gifted a pair of elvish boots, which silenced their wearers' footsteps. Always a halfling of the people, however, he took their serving dog, Otis, a very good boy, out for drinks and was able to discover that the throne of Versailles changes hands quite frequently between canine and feline noble houses. Additionally, Harold discovered that Otis has a legitimate claim to the throne. Harold has gained another level as an arcane trickster rogue. And Thaddeus received a luck stone to keep with him because of, a few things that didn't go his way very well recently. He trained with
Since
one or two things. He trained with the court dance master Signor Schnuffelito, who taught him the ways of fencing without relying on brute strength, and instead using quick wits and dexterous intent. Between these fencing lessons, while nursing bruises and little paper cuts, Thad studied arcane texts and was able to find among the many libraries of Versailles. Through his death and resurrection, Thad has respect from a dual-class wild magic barbarian wizard into a blade singer subclassed wizard. So still very combat-oriented. During this epic 1980s montage, a gathering of disaffected nobles, commoners, and clergy have taken over one of the royal tennis courts and declared, quote, not to separate and to reassemble whenever necessary until the constitution of the kingdom is established. The initial arrival at Versailles, a hurried affair of dressing and meeting Leroy, has turned into days at the Grand Court. And with this, I just want to make sure that we are all feeling okay with our level ups. So we're going to take a little half beat to the side. Has everyone leveled up? Are we missing anything? Are we having any troubles? I think the only person that I hadn't seen leveled up was Aelric. Is that right?
Yeah, I've since leveled up, but the one thing that I cannot figure out how to do, because I already got 2 maneuvers, because I don't know how to add the special maneuver. I don't see how I can do that.
I just had it written down. Like I couldn't figure out a way to put it on a character sheet, so I just put a little note that if I have inspiration that I can do this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is to remind everyone, and actually I would love to go around and hear what you guys decided. So 5e has an inspiration system where you get a point of inspiration for doing super cool role-playing stuff, and it gives you advantage on a d20 roll. Most players forget about this, having this point. So it's one of those things. And so what we've decided during this cool 1980s montage, because they succeeded in the skill challenge, you can go back and see the archives if you want to watch that, is they all get a Battle Master maneuver, which is normally something that only the Battle Master fighters get. They all were able to choose one maneuver that they can activate with a point of inspiration. So that gives all of our players a super cool climactic battle type thing that will also encourage them to not only gain inspiration, which they don't need because they're all great role players, but also to remember to use it when they have it. I feel like a few of our players have had inspiration for the past 12 sessions, but I'm not exactly sure because I don't track that stuff. That's up to you guys. So yeah, what maneuvers or do you want to hide it until you're ready? I want
to hide mine personally. I just want to.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't care.
Yeah. Tell us your maneuver.
I took a goading attack.
Very bad. Yes.
So
classic, yeah.
On a successful, I get to add the superiority. Like I don't know how the damage die, what die we should be using for that when
it's
that
a D8. Superiority dice would be an extra D8 of whatever.
So I would add an extra D8 of damage, and then if it fails a Wisdom saving throw until the end of my next turn, it would have disadvantage on any other target but me.
Cool.
And I have the mobility feat now, so
shit.
It's gonna have to chase me.
Gonna have to catch me. Amazing. Harold, do you want to reveal your super cool maneuver or keep it a secret until it comes out?
I chose what was it called again?
The instant kill maneuver. Oh, okay, yeah. Evasive footwork.
So
nice.
I can then roll a d8 and add that to my AC for a turn.
Hell yeah. Very useful. Nice.
What's
nice.
that one called?
evasive footwork.
Evasive footwork.
Evasive. Nice. Cool. Nice. Awesome.
Sweet. And Sean.
So the two that I chose for leveling up, I'm going to go ahead and reveal to the. I'm going to reveal all three, but
Yeah.
so one of the ones I got, I think will be very helpful, which is Commander Strike, which is basically I can choose someone on my bonus action. I can choose and give them my superiority die, and then they get an extra attack in their reaction. So I thought that was very handy.
Yeah.
Sweeping attack, and then for the finishing move, I put the precision attack.
Precision attack. That gives you like an extra D8 to attack and damage, I think, or something like that, or.
Well, no, it's actually quite general. I'll read it for you. When you make a weapon attack roll against a creature, you can expend one superiority die and add it to the roll. Right? You can use this maneuver before or after, but any effects are done. So it really just it sounds more special than it is, right? But yeah, it's just basically giving me, an extra
bonus
D8
to
at
hit.
the moment.
Yeah. Which can be
That's
essential.
But it's the key to that one. The real love for that one is that you don't have to declare it before you. If you miss on an attack and you want to do it after the fact,
Right.
you get that, which is not a very often you can get that after the fact. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm going to do this thing, and then you fail anyways. You're like, lizzle, you've kind of spent it, and it's lame. So it's a really good one because you get to choose whether or not
it behaves like an NBA ref. That waits till after the shot,
Amazing.
whether or not you need to call the foul. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. If he misses, it's a foul. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. This is the huge overlap in the Venn diagram of D&D players and NBA watchers. It's massive.
Essentially a circle.
Yeah, it's essentially a circle. Yeah. This is they need to have more of that. We need some 5e content in our NBA ESPN feeds going on. Awesome. So now that we're make sure that like we're mechanically up to date, I want to return to
More questions.
Yeah. No,
Sorry.
please.
And I don't want to take any time, but look at and this is gonna for you too, Lindsay. So I looked at my D&D Beyond thing. The extra martial versatility is not know your enemy. Know your enemy is a separate skill. So when you drop down on martial versatility, there's nothing there to choose from. So we don't have to go about it right now, but while we're sitting on it, I just wanted to talk about it so you can investigate it in your end, DM.
Okay, so it isn't. Okay.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, if you can, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, I'll take a look while you start up.
Thank you. Cool. So I want to return to. Let us come back to the present, as it were, and the color of a late morning sun through closed eyelids reluctant to open. And I am going to start this session with a Constitution saving throw from Harold, who last we left had a pretty late night of drinking.
I was going to say, Harold, what did you do?
Harold, he didn't want to go too hard.
By the way, chat. Just let the DM know that this is bullshit. All right.
Come at me at the comments, right? Is that it? Amazing. Yeah, with a 13, Harold, you did mention you're like making sure not to drink too much. Obviously, these Fey brews are a little bit strong, but you know your limit. And even though you were able to kind of sleep in long enough to wear out whatever excess drink you weren't expecting to take in. So Harold, as you awake in your apartments in Versailles, you have one of these grand chambers that have been gifted to you by Leroy. What are you? Where are we at? What are we doing here?
Are we still doing this extended ability check to discover information about the mission?
No, we finished that. I think the end of that was the level up. So I was making it confusing by having two objectives in that, which it shouldn't have. And not only was it everyone leveled up, but we also finished our session. So yay, we won! Yay!
I assume we all have our own chambers.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, six rooms on either side of the hall, 3 and 3. So you have quite a big chambers, as it were.
Okay. Well, Harold awakes in bed, performs his ablutions, gets ready for his day. He puts on his little Henley and his little vest and and then realizes that he's in Versailles now, and so he wears the outfit that he was given by the tailor, but he takes off the coat.
Okay.
The vest and the rocky shirt and the pants, so like a little bit more dressed down.
Nice.
He takes a long, hard look at the elven boots that he was given, and he puts them on, but he really doesn't look happy about it. And kind of jogs from one end of the room to the other and stops, and jogs to the other end and stops, and they're very quiet, and
Yeah.
sort of like begrudgingly decides to take them on. I think Harold would have heard about this People's Constitutional Convention going on in the tennis courts, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and would love to see what all that's about. So he's going to head down there and see what's going on.
Amazing. Yeah. So you're able to, as you go into the hallway, you find Otis actually at the entrance to your hall. Little good boy Otis, who is passed out because you were the one plying him with drinks. If you choose, you can sneak by him.
Yeah, I'll let him sleep.
Hell yeah. Not only are you a crafty little halfling, but with these elvish boots of silence, you just slip right on by past a... You know how cute dogs snore? That's how little Otis is snoring. I'm going to see if I can even... Do you have a little... Do you have a little dog we can get right up to the microphone? I'm going to pop little Otis onto the stream so our audience can see little good boy Otis. And yeah, you head down to... You head down to the tennis courts, one of the many, and find a myriad of clergy, some of the lower nobility, a bunch of commoners, all haggling over a series of large oaken tables that they brought into the center. There's a few people writing down notes and people yelling, kind of, "We had this, don't add." They're trying to come up with this constitution that they've made a declaration about, but they seem to be no more than maybe 17 words in.
What's the special makeup of this group? Is it cats? Is it dogs, bears, birds?
Yeah, you can give me a little perception check, just to kind of give how, because it is a menagerie, as it were, of different animals. Yeah, with a 13, the big thing that you notice with 13 is that there are rodents, cats, dogs, birds. We got bears. We have all the different kind of badgers, raccoons, but certainly not as much canines and felines as those other ones. They are like the least represented.
Okay. I find someone into the back that I could maybe do.
What was that? Just
Oh, sorry. I'd like to locate someone not in the thick of it, dreaming, like more of a bystander who may have been observing. Just I want to ask them what's going on.
Of course. You are able to locate, and let me just pull up his picture for you guys, because I have him for our chat. You locate a man standing at the back, a little bit away from the back wall, so that he doesn't puncture any of the large paintings that are hanging there. standing with his little ruffs in an outfit that is slightly different, probably it looks a little bit more worn, not as like up to date as some of the local attire. Keeping himself quiet and making sure to turn and face everyone because of the large spines that are coming off of his back.
So I approach from the front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. He sees you coming, and you do stand out. You are, if this isn't clear, the only human in this room. Also, there are no apes. There are no monkeys, and I guess you're the closest to human of anyone in this room. But as a halfling, of course, it's kind of like calling a Welshman English. Mr. Prickles turns to you and says, "Yes, hello."
Hey, my name's Harold. How are you?
Oh, hello, Harold. Mr. Prickles, at your service. I hear you're with the party of dragon slayers.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just day in, like it's work, it's a job. What's going on here?
Ah, yes, well, I believe they thought it would be some sort of rather revolutionary government movement, but of course, as usual, when you have such rabble coming together to form any such of singular voice, we see why it is better to have just one person speaking for all. That is to say, I believe they intend to create some sort of a unified, the word is constitution.
I see, and I mean, how does the king feel about all this?
Well, of course, one must assume that Leroy knows all and is not ignorant of anything, let alone this rabble here you see before you. But I believe he must assume that it is no more than just a passing fancy. You see, last season there was quite a rather big stir over pickleball.
Oh, and so what does it say so far?
I have heard a few words. I believe it begins something like, "We, the animals of Versailles, agree," and that's when it sort of falls into chaos.
Okay, that is fascinating. And Harold, sorry, thank you very much.
Yes, of course.
Harold kind of disappears into the thick of the group arguing and just fully engages.
Like you're being a part of this?
Yeah.
Amazing. If you want, you can give me a persuasion roll if you want to make any, if you want to push any specific clause or statement.
Clause, pun intended. Just check.
Nat 20? Jesus. All right. What's Article 1 of the Constitution? Amazing.
We hold this truth to be self-evident.
Yep.
That all creatures are born free and equally deserving of the pursuit of happiness.
So out of the throng of voices, different accents and pitches, registers, all these animals are their normal size. So small animals are small, big animals are big. Comes a clear voice in that kind of natural dead moment between statements and within breaths. And out of that lull comes a shining statement. We hold this truth to be self-evident that all creatures are born free and equally deserving of the pursuit of happiness. And there is a stunned shock as everyone kind of hears it and goes over it in their minds. And after that stunned silence follows an eruption of applause. Everyone's like, stomping of hoofs and and clamping of feathers, and the feathers like whipping in the air, and that is finished with a scribbling of volunteered quills, of course, on the parchment, writing down the very first of the clauses in this new constitution. And with that, Harold, I am going.
Like a moment when you don't want to roll a nat 20.
Yeah.
Like, did I just derail the entire session?
Well,
on whimsy.
How does a halfling, Harold, son of... Okay, we're going to move on to...
Please.
As Harold takes place, and everyone kind of is like, yeah, what's the next one? To a more quiet moment, we're going to come to... I want to... We cut to... Thad is known for his boisterous and gregarious energies, but recently that has changed slightly, and we have a quiet moment. Think of like a large open wide-angle shot with of lovely large apartments with a small Thad sitting on his bed staring at a long-handled battle axe. And around the head of that, the blade of that axe, is a metal that has decayed from a magical effect by this dragon's breath, and it is held together by vines and roots. And as he stares at this, the vines start to wither and crumble, and as they crumble, the metal they were holding also falls apart, leaving just the staff, and this metal that, if touched, almost just goes to dust in his hands.
Thad Keen's, there's just sort of like a loud, keening reverberation that this heirloom, a symbolic rite of passage that was given to him, connecting him not only to his home, but the history of his people coming to the home and how they. I mean, he used that axe for everything. He shaved with it, it was this really weird grip thing, like a contest, like being able to use this axe for all of your survival needs was sort of like a mark of becoming adult in this society that grew up in. So it's like the final bit of himself is sort of dying from the experience, but at the same time there's this dissonance, because while he knows the axe is important to him, and he knows that he used to be able to manipulate, he had the strength to manipulate something with that weight, he can't remember learning how to, he can't pluck a single actual memory out of where he would have. He vaguely remembers his father and his grandfather, but there's no concrete thing to hold on it. And so when that emotion sort of passes through him, he draws his rapier as he keeps on staring at the stuff. He puts his luck stone on the tip of it, and like he's been practicing, he starts alternating between, to contemplate, almost like a fidget spinner. He starts alternating between catching the stone on the tip of his rapier and tapping it up into the air. And he starts doing it almost subconsciously in a 5/8 rhythm.
Nice. This is like a ball and cup game, but without the string connecting it.
Yeah. And he just keeps sort of staring at it and imagining, it's almost like as he's staring at it and trying to just do something with his muscles, because he is a kinesthetic human.
Mm-hmm. Give me a give me a dexterity check as you're doing this.
Oh,
dying
I rolled
does
start.
something to
No,
you.
that was a save. I clicked the wrong thing.
That's all
the
good.
Correct.
The correct
13.
is the 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so natural. Like it's so. Sometimes the less you think, the easier things are, and the less you can be thrown. And so, when you look up to the rap at your apartment doors, and look back down, the stone is just spinning on the tip of the blade, and you haven't even dropped it. There's a little tat 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 tat.
I enter. You
Yeah.
like monotones?
Nice. Opening the door is a little good boy, Otis, who just peeks his head in. Sir, if I may, hope I'm not interrupting anything.
I flick the stone up off the tip of my sword. I catch it. I sort of sheathe. I take one last look at like where the axe was, and I stand. You're interrupting nothing.
Very good, sir. If I may, extremely incredible display of skill there. Just wanted to tell you that you have been requested to come before Leroy in an audience with the rest of your party.
Then take me to him.
I've-
And I pop Bubo like back into existence, and I do the thing again where I sort of keep Bubo like flying to things behind me, but I'm looking at I'm trying to walk and be a normal person in third person.
Cool.
And I
Yeah, you're
follow
trying to
the
do that
dog.
like that warging.
Yeah.
We're doing third person, like in Fallout. You can swap between first and third person and still control your. Yeah. Cool. So you go into the hallways. Arlie has already been summoned. She's standing there in the hallway, waiting. And Bubo, have you been summoned?
So nobody's spoken to me, and Bubo is a little bit. He's a little bit tired of all the pomp and circumstance. He's not the type of guy to walk around in parties drinking champagne and trying to make friends and allies and all of this. After speaking to a couple of his kindred owl folk, but still feeling very different and very outside of the elements here, he wants to spread his wings and really get some freedom. The landscape is so beautiful that you would love to explore it, and I think this is a good time for him to also get back to his natural state, which is foraging in nature for the types of ingredients that he likes to play with. He's thinking of his master and his training, and that he hasn't done for a while. So you can tell me how much.
Cool. Yeah. So
how many hours that I have to do this.
Yeah, this is something that you could have been doing, right? Bubo is like a nocturnal beast to begin with, so you could have been doing this for a little while. So, Bubo, you can do. You already were going to give me just like 3 rolls on. We're doing like a homebrew poison system that I will add to the website just for anyone in the future. You can give me 3 rolls to account for what you already have, and re-roll anything that is the worm tongue or like that basic, and then give me a single roll which will go towards the special ingredients, and once you can do that kind of on your own time, while you're finishing up those ingredients, a little owl, these are your kindred, but of course they're owl sized. You're 6'3". So a little owl comes and meets you and says, excuse me, Bubo, but you are requested at the Leroy's audience.
Okay. Did he say what the subject matter was, or he's not going to ask me to, I don't know, make a speech or something? No?
I am afraid I am not important enough to know the wants and needs of Leroy, But one must think that if he wants audience with anyone, it is extremely important.
Okay, fine. And Bubo just kind of drops his. He's just finished his foraging campaign. He drops his stuff and says, "Okay, fine. Let's get these over with." He changes his suit to something that's, kind of, sort of proper, covering, kind of almost like little collar, vest, belt with one scimitar kind of like on it, almost like a guard, a royal bird guard.
Yeah. Amazing.
Keeps the elven cloak on.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
and,
so you...
remembers the, I'll even say that he remembers the colors that Leroy was wearing, and kind of like puts little splashes of it into his thing for flattery.
Yeah, flower pastels are very in this season. That's what we learned.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. So as you're flying back to the castle, there's a rap on Elric's door.
He doesn't answer.
There's a little pause, and there's another. Through the door, you hear little Otis say, sorry to interrupt, sir, but we do know you are in there. You did not leave last night. You've been requested audience in front of Leroy with the rest of your party, and seeing as you do resemble the great beast which you are famous in slaying, I believe your presence would be most required.
Elric goes to the door and opens it up. And who is it?
It's little Otis, the good boy.
He looks down, then bends down, then kneels down.
Yeah.
Otis,
Yes, sir.
tell Leroy if he wants me, he can come get me.
Oh, well.
I go back in the bedroom and shut the door.
Okay. Arlie and Thad, you see this. You see this little exchange from the large hallway. Otis, like a little sad wag of his tail as Aelric like kneeled down, and then as the doors closed in front of him, it just kind of peters to no movement. And he does that little sad dog look behind him. Well, I believe I should take you there right after me then. And he takes you towards the to the grand salon, to the throne room. I want to just come back quickly to Harold. Harold, let me see if I can find the right person here. Here we go. Harold, while you're in the middle of you've now gotten the space at the very front of this oak desk where the secretary is writing, and like everyone's kind of like, what's next? What are you going to say next? The door explodes open. Yeah.
Neither privilege nor exception to the law common to all Versailles.
All right, that's enough of that. All right, there's a the doors are blown open, and you see a series of tri-cornered hatted raccoon guards with flintlock muskets open up. All right, move out of here, you rabble. All right, you, Master Harold, you're requested by Leroy.
Oh, Leroy?
Yes, if you would, sir.
Go with them.
Much obliged. As you leave behind a couple of them, the rest of them are, and the rest of you lot, once we have a chance, I swear I'll skin you myself. And the kind of just the potentially empty threats fade off into the hallway as you all find yourselves meeting up in the grand presence of La Grande Chatte Leroy. Coming into the hall at the same time is all of our terrestrially bound creatures, and coming in through one of the open windows, perfectly timed, of course, because this is a wonderful narrative, is Bubo. You all come in and see that Leroy is talking to someone. That someone is not an animal, and it is not a human, but it is humanoid. This is a construct. And actually, Scott, why don't you describe yourself?
I would hate to, put words in anyone's mouth, but I think it would be hard to miss Legion in this new form. Legion's body is almost glowing with this bright internal light. They're holding a weapon, a morning star, but it almost feels like a scepter, almost like a Louis XIV, like sun god kind of thing happening. And the radiance is directed away from everybody towards Leroy, but as people come in, they turn to sort of take in the room grandly. There's like a force of presence coming off of Legion, who you would recognize as a certainly as a different version. The sort of the roots and the wood and so on of the previous incarnation are gone and replaced by almost a sort of clockwork steampunk Victorian look. The metal has returned, but it is gleaming, is shining. There's aspects, and it's streaked with gold throughout. Legion's eyes shift kind of constantly but subtly between different jewel tones, right? From ruby to emerald to sapphire and back and forth. And they take in the room, gazing at all of the different, all of the people who have just very recently arrived.
Beautiful, yeah.
Welcome to my presence,
says the little Leroy.
And he looks around. I hope your companion, the dragon, is not sick.
Where is Aelric? We require his presence. Legion looks more specifically at each individual member of the party. Wanderers, adventurers, dragon slayers. We are Legion, but today I am Shannare, chosen to bridge the gaps of this world and the next. You will answer me when I ask you, where is Aelric?
I'm afraid Aelric was not feeling well today and was tending to his own. I think he feels, as a man, a little confronted by his kinfolk. He feels a little out of sorts and needs time to meditate on his present state. He means no disrespect.
And yet there is disrespect taken by myself, certainly, and perhaps even by our very gracious host.
Leroy's like, yeah. I have to say, I found when he didn't kneel to me, it was a sign of great balls. I have respect for strong balls. This, I would almost be disrespected, except, my God, what a display of balls.
If balls are what are valued here, then perhaps we should add 2 more to the mix. And this Legion is going to stalk off to try to find Aelric.
Hell yeah!
Bring Aelric to the throne room.
Amazing. So I'm just Thad.
Yeah, but please, sorry.
I rolled 2 history checks. The first was a 13 on Legion's new name. Is that a god that I recognize?
Yeah, this is where we do a little bit of co-storytelling. So Scott, on a 13, what would Thad know?
Shannare is known to be the goddess of wealth, industry, and commerce. And also, though, a sort of slightly different aspect of that would be interaction, perhaps diplomacy, communication.
Okay.
Is that enough information?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, I think that's fair for 13.
For 13,
And
yeah.
then the 18 was, from what I remember from both growing up in a place called Dragon's Graveyard and having studied in the tower, what do I know about dragons' reproduction, and do they have balls?
Now we're playing D&D.
Oh God. With an 18, dragons have not been seen since the Great Cataclysm. So at this point, the only there's no flesh. There's the dragon's graveyard is a nautical location where you can dive for dragon bone and scale. But with what you can remember, because you did have access in the tower when you're doing your basic training as a wizard, and in the keep that you grew up in, dragons are kind of a mixture of like birds and reptiles. From what you remember, they have a cloaca, which is a singular orifice through which they can expel things, but they do lay eggs. You don't remember how those eggs are fertilized.
Respectfully, Your Majesty, I believe that while dragons do possess testes or some spermatic means of production inside of themselves, they do not have balls. I don't know why I remember that. That's really... And then I bow. I just bow. I get on the ground and I bow.
Roll me a...
Follows.
You've...
Harold follows Shinari at a respectful distance.
Cool. Okay, so Shinari, as you leave... as you leave, so begins a long royal rant. Now, I could respect balls, but I use them in a metaphorical sense. What I can't respect is a know-it-all who tries to tell me things I don't know. You know, that kind of starts happening as Shinari walks away, followed by Harold, who then arrive outside the apartments of Elric.
Hey, Elric, is your door locked?
Oh, mute.
He's not one to lock his door.
The door is opened smoothly, but with purpose. Elric, it is wonderful to see you again.
You find Elric leaned against his bed, sitting on the floor,
Oh boy.
holding the sword between his two hands, just gazing at the pommel.
You see Harold from behind Shinari, kind of like this.
At his thigh height, like 3.5 feet up.
Incredible. The Legion moves just kind of with great purpose towards Elric and crouches down so that they're at the same level. Elric, I know that you and I have only met in previous lives, in previous incarnations. But my friend, you are a part of a group of people who are well respected here, nay, venerated for their heroism, for their honor, for their glory. If you will rise and accept your destiny, then that makes you courageous. For courage is merely the path towards the most fear, and not away from it. Rise with me, Elric. We must see that strange cat, Leroy.
Elric looks up from the pommel, looks at... How do you pronounce it? Shinari?
That's correct, yeah.
Looks at Shinari. You're the latest?
Indeed. One who has been chosen for this stage of the journey. I know not when we shall make it to the Arcane Forge.
Please stop. This is starting to sound like politics. And he just lumbers himself up. Harold, to see you.
You too. You're just gonna be a pain in the ass all day if you don't come down and talk.
Getting that sense.
What do you want to do?
Let's just get this over with.
All right.
Lead on. Lead on. What's your name?
You may call me Shinare, but we are Legion, and I will respond to whatever you deem appropriate, my friend.
Then let's just go, Shinari.
As they're heading back, I mean, then they'll lead back towards the hall where everyone's been left and where Leroy is. On the way, Shinari's kind of pivot like the top half of their torso so they can keep walking forward, but like look at Aelric
Nice.
as they're walking. You know. I take it that you do not appreciate the fine art of diplomacy, my friend.
I'm just not good at it. And it wastes a lot of time.
Then perhaps I shall find the moment to unleash you upon the thing that requires the most destructive force.
That's usually what happens.
Very well. And this like kind of glowing presence intensifies slightly and then kind of like comes back down.
Nice. You all return back into the royal chambers, where what you left was kind of a royal scolding of Thad has turned into a presentation of Leroy's favorite balls of yarn.
This is a fine cashmere. It rolls nice. I received it on my first birthday. You can touch it if you like. Ah, everyone's here. Very good. Thank you, Eric, for not only presenting yourself as requested, but displaying your absolutely gargantuan balls.
Oh my god.
He just nods.
I believe, Shinare, I have been lucky enough to pass with you some of the basics of what we require, or humbly request, of this party of slayers of dragons. Perhaps you, with your wondrous grasp of language, would be so kind.
Takes a little of a bowl of water beside him.
Very good.
To distract, yeah.
Shinari then like kind of nods and turns towards the party. I know not if you have a name collectively, all of you. I will address you as Dragon Slayers, for that is how you are known here. That is your destiny, and it is your past at the same time. Leroy has tasked us, from my understanding, with cleansing the pools. Something that I believe we shall be able to do. And then Shinari turns kind of quite suddenly, directing this like energy back at Leroy. I require 2 pieces of information, and then we can set off and accomplish this task for you.
But of course.
The first, I have heard tell of a group of people outside in the tennis courts, I believe. There is some discord. Some people believe that there is calls for electoral or legislative reformation. Is this something that is going to cause trouble?
I am not concerned with the cawing and rabble of this undisciplined group.
It's veering very close, my lord, to derisive and derogatory language. These are your subjects, perhaps? They are also people. animals. Or amended. Brackets.
If it comes to what it must be, then it must be. But I have faith that if they do not change what they say, they may say nothing at all.
Shannari's gemstone, kind of rich colored eyes like pass again across the party and back. Leroy, you have been vague as to what we shall receive if we are able to accomplish this task. A task which is no doubt achievable by this group of champions. Leroy, we require passage back to the material plane. And just like folds their arms across.
Amazing. Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Roll them dice.
Should have used an ability. Alright, here we go. Let's just see if that actually works. Hey, shall we? Did I do a thing? No, I didn't. Alright, 2 seconds, team. I'm gonna figure this
all
out
good?
for you.
First roll, everyone. First roll.
Whoa! Okay. Alright, nice little.
Nice. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. You see, Leroy kind of hesitates and then looks behind him to who, at first, there is something to be said for stillness. Yeah? When one can be quite still, they can become almost invisible. Not in that they aren't seen, but that they are forgotten to be there. And there is... Of all the animals, birds are capable of lovely stillness when needed. Behind Leroy stands a black raven with a nice frill, and a lovely leather coat. He has been there so still this entire time as to almost have been a statue. When Leroy turns aside, he comes to life and steps forward, leaning down and whispering into Leroy's ears. Leroy nods his head, and then waves away the Chancellor, Cockney, and turns back to you all.
Of course, this is something that would be quite easy to do, and I would most happily offer if you are able to do this small request.
Shannari reaches up towards their metallic kind of chest and starts and kind of taps it in multiple places. It's much more resonant than you might expect. It doesn't just make like a little ping sound. It makes like almost like a gong that kind of rings out across the hall, signaling something. If you agree that you shall return us to the material plane, we can do this for you. I would also like to feel your ball of yarn, since it holds much special place in your heart. And Shannari then, reaches out for the ball of yarn, but turns their head at the same time to look at the rest of the party. Do we agree to do this task?
Lubo just says, I've been waiting for something to do, so after we're finished playing with balls of yarn, I think I would like to get to this.
If we've doomed Kryn to disaster already, I might as well be forced to watch the place burn.
Elric nods in agreement.
Arlie nods with
Seeing
Eric.
Sorry.
Seeing Elric nod, Harold nods.
There you have it, Leroy. It would appear that these famed heroes are people of action, and not of many words. And there's like, it's a smile, but it's the feeling of a smile. It's not an actual smile. It's just the glow changes hue, and it becomes more sort of golden somehow.
Nice little warmth.
That's the ticket.
So what are we doing?
Yeah. As Shinari reaches out, Leroy like hops down and takes this ball of cashmere, like a deep red wine cashmere ball of yarn, and says,
Please, I would be nothing less than honored for you to examine this glorious ball of mine. Yarn.
Throughout whatever happens next, Legion will take the ball of yarn with some reverence, bend down, place it on the ground, get down on all fours, and just start doing. Like a cat.
"Oh my god, oh my god." Give me persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, hell yeah. Proficient. Sorry, team. It's the advantage that I'm not quite sure, but I'm just gonna.
You can just roll
twice.
twice.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, man.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's a little insulting, but anyway.
No, amazing. Yeah.
That's fine.
There's an uncomfortably long period where Leroy just allows this to go on. After which point he kind of puts his hand out and stops one of your hands, like very gently, and says,
For one who could get... I never knew one could get such joy out of this ball of yarn as myself. Please, it is yours.
And with that, he turns and walks away in the way that royals do. Just, they're done.
Oh. Okay, yeah, Shinari stands and doesn't try to call this royal cat back. He's just like, well, okay, and places the ball of yarn in a secure inner pocket inside sort of the chest cavity opens and it gets placed inside and then retracted.
Little
Shinari
chest of holding.
Yeah, the chest
of holding.
I mean, incredible.
Amazing.
Shinari fixes eyes on Kokokni, was it?
Chancellor Kokokni.
The Raven?
Yeah.
Chancellor. Oh, shit, okay. It would appear that we need details. Where are these pools? What is the nature of their distress?
Yes, of course. We have prepared all the necessary documents. I have here a map to the royal pools. They are on the far east of Versailles, past the apartments. You shall find on examination, of course, I believe that you would like to examine them yourself, being such professionals and heroic individuals with skills beyond those available here, that the waters have become foul. I can tell you not much more than the waters do come from the Dragon Falls, at the base of the mountains further northeast. It is there that our archives and archaeological surveys have been lost to time and ignorance.
So is it there that we must start? We start at the base of this mountain? Is this where the so-called aqueduct or whatever water system begins and therefore is the source?
I would not assume or presume to tell you how to do your duty, as I would not presume to tell you how to slay a dragon. Leroy has merely requested an act of service and trusts you in your ability to complete it.
How long will it take us to reach our destination?
The royal pools are just a short walk from here. Dragon Falls, approximately a day's journey.
All right.
What do you mean, fouled?
As I said before, I would trust you to make your own perceptions of that, beyond what unclear description I can provide.
It would appear,
Thank you.
Har-
It's been very helpful.
it would appear, Harold, that we are to be the ones who will determine the nature of this fouling and how best to right the wrongs. And then Shinari leans in closer, and without sort of the mouth moving, there's the words emanate towards Harold, but they're quite quiet. Oh my god, that's cute.
It's Leroy.
God, it's cute. Whether or not they can be heard by other people, I'll leave that up to chance.
You can try to roll stealth if you're
I
wanting
would-
to.
I can try.
Yeah.
What happened there?
A 1.
I'm not quite sure. I rolled
That's what I saw.
that. Oh, yep. That's
That's a 1.
Okay. Okay. The the words emanate from Shinari, and there's like a leaning in closer to Harold, but I think the resonance of their new metallic body it's uncontrolled. Like it's really hard to sort of tamp down on that. So the words probably still echo across the space. I would like to hear more about this, the other kind of foulness that I've heard, the rot perhaps at the center of the political aspect of this place. Harold.
Bubo looks to Harold and kind of like tries to get his attention physically. And you see Harold, peculiarly, Harold sees Bubo doing signs and small, like hissing and whistling with his voice. And Harold makes this out to be the thieves' cant. And in this thieves' cant, he says, "This is not the time or the place to speak of this. Let us speak on our journey to investigate this pool." And that's
Wow,
just the
big day for everyone. Girl,
Aelric goes to the person that's been giving us all these directions. What type
Chancellor.
of animal is this?
Chancellor Cockney is a raven.
Oh, that's right.
They're pretty large
And-
birds. I mean, ravens are
Yeah.
they're stunningly large. They're not crows. They're larger than crows. But it is still just a raven. So it comes up to maybe your knee.
Yeah. So looking down, Aelric says, "Which direction?"
In that staccato stillness to movement, Cockney points his beak eastward, and the black eye, you can tell, kind of cocks his head, looking up at you while pointing to the east.
To the mountains or to the pools?
I leave that for you to decide.
I just start Aelric just starts walking east.
That's how Eric rocks. Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, if you believe it, I just need to grab some things from my room. I will, and books it.
I just gotta grab a couple things. Amazing. Yeah. We're at 8:40. Akeem, what was your hard out tonight?
9:30, 9:15.
No, I'm going to open that call, but it's kind of ceremonial that I need to be in it. So definitely stay until 9:30.
Okay.
And then if I get into it and looks like I need to drop, I'll just drop, and if not, I'll keep.
Okay. Amazing. Cool. Now we have kind of because normally when Claire isn't here in the material realm, she has had a strange tendency of disappearing. Arlie is, at least, and then returning. That is not the case here. Arlie has been present throughout this entire exchange and agreed with the rest of the party to the terms. She follows Aelric and expresses. I'm not going to try to characterize her talking because I don't want to impersonate Claire over Arlie, but she agrees to go investigate the pools, the royal pools first. Who would like to join Aelric directly towards or meeting him? Like Thad, you could also meet him at the royal pools. And would anyone like to do anything else?
No, I'd like to go to the pools. I'm sorry, that's just my
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna pack a bag if it's a day's journey. It'd be nice to have some food.
So the pools. So I could say like the map that was the scroll that was given to Shinare was like a crude map of the area and like how to get to the Dragon Falls. The royal pools are within the complex of Versailles, so they're like they're on the edge. Like it's probably like an hour away or something like that. Like it's not a significant journey necessarily, but definitely the type of thing. If you do want to get like weapons or anything like that, like you were just called from your room. So anything that you don't have on you specifically, you can definitely run with that and grab it.
Harold would go back to his room and change out of his fancy clothes and put on his regular clothes.
Cool.
And then head to the pool.
Awesome.
Probably
Awesome.
Take his bag with everything listed in it.
Yeah.
Before I go to the pools, I'm gonna grab my spell book, and because the staff is still my spell casting focus, I'm gonna like pick that up as well. And as I go to like touch it for just like a brief set, it's like that thing, like a flash in like a TV or something, where just the roiling shadow flame like coming right at me, and then there's a bright white light, and there's the silhouette of like a big burly woman extending a hand, and then like shake it off and grab the thing and go.
Amazing. Yeah. So everyone is heading. Thad, you're the last to come out, and as you're leaving, you see not like in a way to be like getting your attention, but you do see Signor Schnuffalito. Sorry, I can't say that name. Just kind of looking at you from one of the corners, kind of like moving on towards his own, like, you know, he has his own stuff to do, but he kind of gives you like a little look as you're walking by with your staff. And I'm just posting it in the chat for anyone who forgets Senior Schnuffalito. All right, which brings us towards the royal pools. Let me...
As we approach too, I'm casting Mage Armor. I'm just going to do that right now.
Cool. How long does that last, or is that just like a concentration?
8 hours.
8 hours. Amazing. Yeah, so a while. Cool. We are how many people then here? We are all of us, yeah?
Yes.
Cool. On arrive...
Just to be clear, there's no... I had my sword with me, and there's no way that I would have done the montage in that outfit.
Yeah. No, my understanding is like Elric definitely you've done quite enough very solid role playing to be like Elric wears armor and is armed unless specifically requested otherwise, and immediately after we'll go back to armor and armed.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. No, good to check out.
I think the idea is Bubo as well. Like even earlier when, like I'm just fully geared. Like there's no reason why I shouldn't be geared.
Yeah, totally. So I just have a little. This is like a top-down map, just of the kind of idea of the gardens. We're back in Foundry here. The water in this map is like very blue. That is probably the most inaccurate part of this battle map. The water is like a brackish, like kind of like there's rust in it, like dirt and rust, and just like it looks sick. and not good. So that's going to be the big use your imagination part. As you arrive, I am going to ask everyone to everyone to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, you have to give me just 1 second.
Tell me that one was mine.
All right.
You get rolling twice?
Certainly not on purpose.
We're just going to use... I think we're just going to use that first roll, Legion.
Totally, yeah. Oh my god, I lit 3 times even.
Oh, so we'll use the first of whatever your rolls were. We're going to use just the first of your rolls.
I understand what it is. Okay.
While I'm just doing a little bit of this, let's have a little walk and talk. Let's do a little Aaron Sorkin as we're walking through the lovely, like very well manicured gardens, the like hedgerows that you might see in a large, lovely place that name is similar to Versailles, with a bunch of like plinths of statues that have been very recently obliterated and turned to dust from Aelric, who's been doing some training. I'm going to be doing a little bit of just back-end stuff here while we have a little chat, and then running off to as well. So
ignore that last roll by me. Sorry.
We're doing a Sorkin. We're Sorkining.
Shinari.
As we're walking.
Yep, tell me.
Oh, sorry. Go, buddy.
I think maybe. Anyway, Shinari would turn to Thad as they're walking, and I'm so happy to make this like a multifaceted, conversation if we want to have people talking over other people and stuff. Thaddeus Turnpike, I have a memory, more of a hazy recollection, that there is a connection between us. A part of myself was used to rescue a part of yourself. Do I owe you a debt? Do you owe me a debt?
Thad is walking. He's taken his staff and he's done that thing, where he's like put it behind his shoulders and he's kind of resting his hands as we're walking sort of down the hallways. There. And he doesn't look at you. Considering that our exchange may have doomed the fabric of our world, I think all debts are canceled.
I do not understand. Why do you believe that the fate of the world is doomed and unassailable?
Let me ask you a question first, Legion. Inside of your multitude, do you contain Zivelin?
That's a great question. I contain all, Thaddeus. And that's the answer.
May
I
ask another question? If the gods are contained inside of you, how can Zivelin, and like he kind of like reaches, he's not gonna stop his cool pose. He pulls out the amulet and kind of like drains it down. How can they power this? It's my seed of Zivelin is what I'm yeah.
Do you know what the seed of Zivelin is? I'm not sure if I've explained that to you specifically.
I am curious as to know what it is. Yeah.
So for you and for the audience, and this is a little bit of slight metagaming, but also just description. We're in a low magic setting. I'm not a huge fan of healing potions as just like abstract drink a thing and heal wounds. So the seed of Zivelin in this low magic realm are these celestial objects that have imprinted on them the tree of knowledge. They are attuned to the followers of Zivelin, who these party are, according to the celestial beings. They act as effectively mechanically They contain 4 charges that recycle every dawn. Each charge has the same effect as a single healing potion. And on using an action, you can use 1, 2, 3, or 4 of those charges. That's what they are.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shinari's face doesn't seem to change, but it does soften in some way. Perhaps, again, the quality of light or the hue of the eyes. Thaddeus, I must tell you, I am appreciative that you are asking questions and engaging with me in dialogue. Thank you. I am.
No, you're a polite one. Not all of you are always this polite.
The universe is infinite, my friend. As
And to
are we.
And to answer your question, it would be better posed to the one that's still inside of you. On each of our births, we were chosen by Zibble. The order of things that were supposed to happen in order to make our quest succeed have been knocked out of whack. I owe you no debt, you owe me no debt. We owe a debt to Kryn. And that sort of like picks up and kind of like to break the conversation, sort of speeds up and starts walking next to Elric.
Yeah, I've put all of your tokens on the very north side of the map, just if you want to place them anywhere specifically. If not, that's fine for now.
Who's on? I'm sorry, go, Lindsay.
No, go, you ask your questions before we get started.
So if Thad walks up to Aelric, who's on the other side?
Let's look at our map and place our tokens. So we're at the very north. These are the like entrance stairs to this little grotto. It's like dropped. It's a little lower than ground level where you all are. So I've just placed you all there, but you can kind of put yourself wherever you are as you're coming into the official royal gardens and down the stairs towards the first, the north-south pool that leads towards the central fountain. It's a very large space. Arlie, by the way, is going down to investigate the waters here. But yeah, go for it.
I got a question for you. So, say you're Shinari. Not saying you're not, but who's to say that you're not just their god claiming to be Shinari? How would we ever know?
An excellent question, Harold. The gods deal in deception in a different way from mortals. And that is perhaps not an answer to your question. But I wonder what the purpose would be of trying to trick you when you could simply be unmade by the power that rests within this vessel. It seems less direct in that sense.
So, I mean, you're incomplete, aren't you? You don't have all your gems in there. And certainly seems like you need our help.
I have been tasked with a very important mission, as have we all. But you are right, Harold. We are all working towards the same goal. Now, the reasons for that may be your own. They may be selfish, selfless, or somewhere in between. For me, the journey of getting to know all of you, the journey of working with you, the journey of learning why you wish to do this, that is the mission. That is the goal. I need to make my way to the Arcane Forge. Of this I am certain. I feel it in my and Shinari indicates the body, not bones exactly. But I believe that you all have an important part to play, and that all of you together can speak. I don't know what that was.
I don't know what
Can
that was.
speak to me.
that was that was like my automatic death.
Oh my god! That's Shinari just like adjusting the ball of yarn in the chest of holding.
Exactly.
The yarn's gotten caught.
Sorry.
Something is being pulled out of the ball.
Starts coming out of their eye, like, oh my god. But Shinari like goes to clap a hand on Harold's shoulder. Not unfriendly, but like it might be a little hard. It might be a little sudden. In that sense. I appreciate
Harold
what you're.
barely flinches.
I appreciate what you're asking, and I only ask that if you do not trust me, then you can trust at least my actions, and my desire for progress, my desire for exchange. If you have something to teach me, I will do my best to learn and to hear you. Yeah.
Bubo witnesses the interaction between Harold and Legion, and Bubo once again in this thieves' cant says to Harold, saying, kind of like, you know, with symbols and kind of little fluttering of the wings or whatever, is saying to Harold, I'm not sure I can trust him. I would like to speak to you alone, if possible. And then Bubo, out loud, says to Harold, I think that we should probably get to the investigation of these pools. Would you mind exploring the far side? Maybe Harold and I can explore the far side of this garden together. Is everybody good to split up and make short work of this investigation?
Shinari absolutely just nods once, twice, 3 times. I trust you will do what is best. I will investigate from here.
Arlie is down at the very northern tip of this north-south pool and has just noted how some of the plants that are planted right there on the side and are taking their roots are like taking in the water there have started to wilt, and she points that out.
Harold, are you into exploring the far end with me?
Yeah, Harold nods. I mean, more out of curiosity than anything else.
Mm-hmm. So,
just before you guys go to do that, I'm gonna get Erlich to come with me, and I'm heading towards the aquifer thing by the center main pool, because you guys are going to the far end, right? I just want to make sure we're not all investigating the same areas. All right, so if you guys are going to the far end, we're gonna go mid left. As it were,
cool. It's like west, basically there. Yeah. Cool. I am just going to say, because I am desperate for a bio break, that we're going to just hold here for a second. If we're at 9:08, according to my, what is it, clock? And if we could come, that's the word, right? Yes. So if we could be back before 9:20, that'd be great. Cool. Thank you so much.
Sweet, everybody. Alrighty.
Okay. Our audio is back. We have a few people back. We're like 1 minute away. Looks like we have like 10 minutes before we lose Keen. So I just want to... I'm going to get myself ready here. And then once we have everyone, I'm going to jump right back in.
Thanks, Requiem Lost.
So while we're waiting to get everything back up into gear for some quick metagaming, do we think that this is going to be our only combat encounter of the adventuring day?
Yeah.
Probably.
Who are we missing?
So
Sean?
let me and Harold start while since we're on
Yeah.
the one end.
Wonderful. So, Harold, as you walk up towards this murky water, you see a massive shadow stir below, an elongated eel-like form, over 40 feet in length, glides silently through depths that seem deeper than should be in a garden like this. Its underbelly is a disturbing shade of orangey pink, contrasting with a dark sea green back. The mouth, lined with rows of serrated teeth, gapes menacingly, while three cold, unblinking, vertically stacked eyes fixate on you with unsettling intensity. Tentacles, both above and below its bizarre triangle head, sway eerily as it moves, and its skin exudes this thick gray mucus, and you hear inside your head, Harold.
I look over to Bubo. Heard anything?
Can I ask you to roll a perception check, please?
We got some mystery going.
Skoy said you hear this in your head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, Harold, just roll me a little percept.
Natural 19.
Okay.
21.
You turn from looking like mesmerized by this thing. You turn from looking at that, and you realize that Bubo has used this moment as a distraction, and he slipped behind you. And just as you turn around, you see his scimitar pulled out of his thing, and he's taking a swipe right at your head with his scimitar.
I'm going to say with that perception skill, we can roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Also, I have alert, so can't be snuck up on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, then that's it.
Amazing.
Perfectly. So it's played out. Your dice reflect your love.
Perfect.
Your actual love. That's perfect. So I'll roll my initiative as well. Oh Lord.
And I will ask Legion and Thad to roll perception checks for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Good lord. Oh. I have some skills, but they're not this.
No, that's not. I did not roll a good.
Boy,
No.
check your DMs.
But-
Boy, check your
Perception?
DMs. Or like our
Ay, yoy. What is happening? Well, obviously these two are, we can't see them. There it is.
where is
My rolls.
my?
Oh wait, no, I got a +1 to both of those things. Is Luckstone? No, I think the Luckstone is being calculated into things.
Did I just roll it?
Oh,
Okay, so Thad and Legion, with those perception skill checks, this is a round of surprise for you. And Aelric, if you want to roll initiative as well. Arlie as well.
My initiative, it's not counting in my luck stone, so I should have an 11.
Oh, you should have an 11. Yeah, I can make that adjustment.
Yeah, and I don't think it matters, but my perception should have been a 7.
Okay. Now it's still going to be one round of surprise.
Okay. Awesome. Oh. Okay.
Legion Initiative 17. Amazing. Okay, at this point we can kind of rip a little bit of, just to make it easier to talk, as opposed to playing DMs. We're in a PvP moment. Bubo attacks first.
Yeah. So he's just going to make a basic scimitar attack. So this is not a sharpshooter situation. So I'm not going to use Foundry because there's so many. So proficiency and dexterity plus. This is a +7 to my attack against him. There's no archery involved, and he's not a favored foe. So just +7. So that's a 15 + 7, 22 to hit.
That would hit. I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge as a reaction to half damage from this.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Run that up in advance.
Okay. Right. So this is going to be a D8. D8 plus 4, 11. So that's 11 for the first attack. And
that's cut in
then
half, right?
that's cut in half, yeah. And then, so this is my second attack +7. Oh, 14. Does that hit?
No.
Okay, and then my third, in the first round, I get a third attack, unfortunately for you, Harold. I'm sorry. This is also a +7.
Yeah, someone in the chat mentioned it rounds down to 5, so 11 rounds down to 5.
Okay, so that's a 15 to hit. Does that hit?
15.
15 hits?
Yeah, my AC is 15.
Okay, so that is 2d8s. Oh, lucky you, lucky son of a gun. So that's 4, that's 5, that's 9 damage for the second. That's 9 damage for the other thing. I don't get sneak attack on you because it's not because there's no sneak attack. Yeah. So
you have your movement as well, Bubo. He's used his reaction.
Right. Yeah. So Bubo will elevate to 30 feet up in the air. Actually, 40 feet up in the air. I know I'm going to regret this. So he's gonna go here, and then that would be like 10 feet over and 30 feet up. I'll elevate myself here.
Cool. I think I got rid of the module for... Oh, no, you still have it. Amazing. I love when you can do this, so I don't have to do it for you. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
So describe what you just did, Bubo.
Okay, so as Harold turns around, his spider sense is tingling, or whatever version that halflings get. He sees Bubo pull out his scimitar, uncharacteristic of Bubo, to even pull out his scimitar. He takes a swing at Harold's head, and Harold manages to kind of dodge it, gets a little bit of a slit across the forehead, and maybe, I don't know, maybe a smack for 5 damage. I don't know what 5 damage looks like from a scimitar that actually hits the head or whatever, or maybe just a kind of a glancing blow to the head, more of a slap than a hit. Comes back down with another slash. Harold manages to dodge out of the way, and then he comes right across the chest and slashes Harold across the chest, kind of, staggering him ever so slightly for whatever, I guess, 9 points of damage does. And then with that thing, you see him kind of like the wings open up, and he bats his wings and kind of flies up into the air and switches from his scimitar to his arrow. And everybody knows what Bubo can do with
Nice.
his longbow.
So what was
It's
that
going to
total
get crazy.
damage? What was that total damage?
It would be 14 total. 9 plus the 5, which was the half. 14 damage on Harold.
Okay. Amazing. Going next is Legion is in a surprise, so does not act. Arlie Juniper Candlewick is going to cast Sanctuary on herself. I don't think that is a roll. It just means
Yeah, it just happens.
yeah, it just happens. And she moves to the edge here, passing. Next up is Harold.
Harold is stunned but not surprised. Okay. The closest person I can see is Arlie, so I'm going to second. Yeah, and then
Can't you see Legion?
did you guys see this?
You're a long way away. I don't know. It's I don't know what the eye shot of that is, but I mean Legion might be able to. But I'm a long way from you.
I feel like I'm. It feels like I'm close enough because it's at
Well,
the range of most of my spells, right? Like I feel like I
Yeah,
can see what's
especially with Bubo rising up 30 feet into the air. Like, you've now,
Maybe that's
like,
what
it's kind of, I think for the surprised characters, Bubo flying into the air has turned attention, and it's like taking time to kind of calibrate as to what's exactly happening, which is where that surprise comes in. But you're definitely not out of eye shot.
I'm gonna take a move action. One. I'm gonna zoom in because I want to do some diagonals.
Yep.
Eh.
Bubo also sends a
just-
telepathic message to the creature. By the way, I put it in the chat. Sorry.
Yep. Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bonus action. Continue sprinting. 7, 8. Harold's gonna take a stealth action into the trees that are covered here,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna shout as loud as he can. What would he even say? This is so shocking to him. Bubo has betrayed us. Take cover. He's deadly from the air. And I'm gonna make a stealth roll and disappear into all this bush.
Yeah, go
Also-
for it.
There's a big fucking thing in the waters. Stay away from those too.
Amazing.
What do you even say to this?
That's a 26 stealth. So with that, Harold just like just dives into the undergrowth and is gone. I don't think anyone has a 26 passive perception. So he has disappeared.
No.
And next is Thad, who is stunned and surprised, but hears this.
like no one ever hears Bubo, but there was like something calls your attention up. You see him flying, then you hear Harold yell his warning, and we move to Aelric Tiamaticus. Bubo, Harold, you can also send us your intention while AFK if you want anyone, and you can also choose a specific player. I would offer our wonderful guest Scott to cover for you while you're away, and you can give broad or specific instructions.
I'll drop if I need to drop.
Cool.
And my specific instructions would be to survive.
Cool.
Okay.
Primary, actually, no. Protect the rest of the group is first priority. Survive is second priority for Harold.
Appreciate that, Harold. Okay, cool.
Have a good night, Keen.
Yeah, have a good
I
night.
don't need to leave yet, but I'll drop when I need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he can Irish goodbye at any point at this point. We just wanted to cover that in case when it happens. Cool. We are at Aelric's turn.
Great. Dad, what's your armor class?
Currently 17, but I can bump it higher than that as a reaction if I need to.
Okay. So on a surprise, do I have advantage?
Oh no!
On a surprise, every hit is a crit.
What's going on?
But it's not. It's just a standard roll.
It's a standard roll, but a hit is a crit.
Okay.
Come in here. I want to make the party all diplomatic and stuff. Everyone's killing each other.
Oh my god.
What the hell is going on?
That was crazy, dude.
1d20 offhand. That's wild.
That's 4 crits. Unless you can. No, you can
get
do.
out of there.
No, Thad can react, right? Thad can react.
Yeah, so as a reaction, as this, I mean, DM, you're the you're like, these are all either gonna hit, like, I'm about to die, like, can I use a reaction on a surprise round?
I'm gonna say to be nice, yeah.
Like,
and our rule lawyer has said yes. Yeah.
I mean, like, so as it's coming in, I am gonna cast Shield, which is gonna bump my AC by 5. 17 plus 5 is
22.
22. So anything above 22 will connect, but I think I'm probably still gonna.
So that's 2 hits,
no
2 crits. Those are 2 crits.
But we can see. There's no way that you're not going to deal more than 46 damage. But
right. So on the very first hit, I'm also going to be using one of my superiority dice and doing menacing attack.
Oh wait, no, Koi. Oh no,
Yeah.
never mind. I can't do that. I misread that.
Okay. Yeah, menacing attack on the first. That's basically making them. He has to roll a wisdom throw or be scared, right? Be frightened.
That's good.
So Thad, roll a wisdom saving throw.
It's an 8 because I get +1 from
Right.
the.
Is an 8 enough?
I'm not so sure about the auto crit and surprise rolls, Matt.
Really? Yeah, look it up. Look it up. I thought I looked it up ahead of time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not that. I think it's that's a feature that's an assassin feature, but I don't think it's. I think you get advantage, but I don't think you get.
No, it's, as what I'm seeing in the rules that I just looked up, it's just they get a free turn and the other players can't act.
Okay, that's full.
Yeah,
that's all good.
Yeah. So I probably won't die now, but I am being hit by your second and your third. Or I'm being hit by your first
My
and
four.
your. Yeah.
Yeah, my first. So the wisdom DC is 15.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay. So not critical. Just
Not.
to make sure
Yeah. I'm just looking it up again. Thank you for double checking that. So, it just means that they can't move or take an action on the first turn of combat. Technically, they can't take a reaction until that turn ends.
okay. I mean,
So
I think that's a fair trade-off, though.
so
so
we
they all
rot it. So they all hit, but none of them are crits.
Still probably gonna go down.
Shit, man.
Were you ready for this, Scott?
I honestly do not know what is happening. Like, I think I have an idea, but like, my god. Hey, come over with me to the far side of the pool here. I got something to show you. Shink, 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 shink. Like, horrible.
So on this last attack, I'm using my a second superiority die and doing grappling attack.
Wow. Okay.
So all that, I don't know what the damage was on all those things. Did they come through?
I see them
Yeah,
here. 10, 12.
that's 35, 41.
36 minus 12 would be 24. Minus 13 is 11. Minus 6 is 5. I'm at 5.
Okay, hold
That's
on.
at 5. And he's frightened and grappled. Or no, it's you get to roll an athletics check, or
Well, I add 8 with my superiority die.
and you rolled an 8.
I roll an 8 to my strength athletics check.
Okay.
Oh, and so now we're contesting.
So it's now contested, but as a defender, you can choose acrobatics or athletics.
Let's just hope he rolls crap on his thing. Come on. He's
I'm
too
gonna be
distracted.
honest with y'all. If I get to go before him, this doesn't matter. So
Wait, it didn't count in the 8, so it's a 27.
Your DC is
27
to avoid
I have to
grappling.
beat a 27.
Yeah.
You got this. This is
Jesus.
No, that's
20.
that's
14. 15. Okay. So
everything to be plus.
that is grappled. He's also frightened.
And frightened. And he's looking up at Aelric, who's going. Taking
Yeah.
a big inhale. So
Um,
coming.
Oh God.
I do go before you in the order round. So
Yeah. You do go you're gonna go before him. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's right. I'm just saying.
Jesus. Is that your turn, Elric? Do you
I
want
don't
to?
wanna signal your opponents right now, but so I should.
Jesus.
I have no. I don't have. I'm not using any movement.
You're not using any movement. Okay.
No, I'm staying on the target that I was
Cool.
locked in.
Yeah. Okay. So that ends Aelric's turn. It is now Bubo's turn at the top of the round.
Oh my God, that's it. It was just, right. It was just the three of you. Everybody else was surprised. Oh my God. Dude, I have no idea.
Ooh, are you gonna kill next?
Who's gonna die?
Die next! There's a better chant there.
Okay, so Bubo, ignoring all cover, doesn't matter. He's just going to do a straight up perception check to try to find Harold. I'm under, I'm not going to say strict orders, but I'm under clear orders. And Harold is my quarry. And therefore, fortunately for everybody else, Harold, Bubo is needing to find Harold. And so I am going to roll a perception check. Fairly. Why is this? Here, let me. I think I have to talk to you later about the perception, about my sheet and Foundry, but because it works here. So perception, I don't get advantages. Let's see, what does this look like?
Woof.
All right. Well,
That's a nat
all right,
one.
then. Yeah, that's a nat one, which again doesn't count on skill checks. It's just a one. Let's be clear. It's not
Rules
an
is
auto
written.
failure. It's just a fail. It's a 10. It's a solid bad roll.
Yeah.
So,
Because
I am
Harold
going-
rolled a 26. So yeah.
yeah, fair enough. And so Bubo is going to, he is going to.
So yeah, the perception is your free
because-
action, so you can't find Harold with your free action. Yeah.
Yeah, because he is because he is under strict rules, and he's afraid. I think because he's under the foliage or whatever, can't find him. He is going to use his bonus action and dash, which is my new rogue feat. come down
That
to
is
the
a second
ground.
level rogue feat. That is a second
Really?
level rogue feat. Yeah. Yeah. First level rogue gets sneak attack.
Okay, that's cool.
Rogue only
I don't-
gets
I don't-
the
I don't
thing
mind.
at second level.
Believe me, if I can nerf myself in any way right now, this is we're all in grave danger right now. Let's be clear. He's just
I
going to come
appreciate
to the ground to come under the canopy of these
Sure.
trees that is apparently kind of obscuring my view, and he is going to just come to the ground here, and yeah. You know what? I am going to fire 2 arrows into the foliage where I think he is rolling a disadvantage. I would imagine.
Okay, so where it works is you have to claim a target, a square on the map that you think he's in, and then roll for disadvantage. If he's in that square and you roll high enough, you'll hit. If you even roll high enough but he's not in that square, you miss.
Okay, that's fair. That's cool.
So-
I can't quite remember where he was, so I am going to claim this square right
Okay,
here.
this square, yeah.
This square right here.
Yep.
And I am going to roll. These are arrows, so I am going to be shooting with a +9.
Mhm.
And I'm going to do this twice. Oh, that would be a nat
20.
Oh.
Hopefully, he better not be in that circle.
Yeah.
And the second one would be it would actually just be a 19, a natural 19, or like an artificial 19. So yeah, both would hit if he's in that square.
Harold.
Oh no, sorry. No, what am I saying? That's at disadvantage. So that first roll is just a 19. It's not a 20.
Yeah.
And then the second one is a 20 or a 20. It'll be a 20.
Okay.
Unnatural.
Harold, if you can speak. Or do you want me to speak for you? Can Harold speak? Okay, I'll speak for him. He can't speak. Both arrows fly into the underbrush. One like shatters the side of one of the trees, and it like visibly shakes as it takes an arrow. But you don't hear any. You don't hear any cries of pain.
I don't hear any howling cries.
Oh God! Oh God!
I
Ah!
just got that to me.
Yeah, you don't hear that.
Okay.
Amazing.
Cool. That's.
Do you want to? Are you? Oh, you just went down. You didn't. So your movement was just to
No,
lower.
that's my movement.
Cool,
and,
cool.
and everything. Sure.
Legion, Shinare, back
Come
on the
on,
ball.
Shinari is seeing this
Legion
chaos
Martini.
kind of like erupt. I presume that Legion can't see what's happening to Thad.
No, you can. I mean,
Oh, no.
it's very
I'm
much
reading this map
visible.
wrong. You're right. Yeah, that's happening in front.
Very, very visible.
Excuse me.
And noisy.
And very noisy.
Yeah, a lot of attacking, a lot of
Yeah.
clanging.
Shinari.
At the end.
Oh God. Shinari's aura kind of glows and heats and maybe becomes a bit more red or orange. And let me ask you, Koi, is it feasible that Legion would have seen this creature moving under the water as well? I'm putting the pieces together. Do you feel like that's a potential? Legion would say something to the effect of like, you know.
I mean, I did shout out, and there's a
Oh,
huge
of course.
fucking world under the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Legion doesn't have ears, Harold.
you would see. No, Legion would see because this creature is at the southern end here of this southern vertical pool. You would see like a large shadow under the surface. You wouldn't have the same clarity that Harold had of the creature, but there's clearly like a large aquatic creature underneath the surface of the water from the distance you're at.
Having heard this warning from Harold, having heard look out, Bubo's attacking and has betrayed us all. Legion's eyes swivel down sort of south towards that pool and lock in. It would appear that someone is trying to set us against each other. It would appear that something is trying to destroy us from within. And what I would like to do, I'd like to move towards the pool to the south. I'd like to cast Command on the creature.
Interesting. Okay.
To force it to approach me.
Okay.
Essentially to surface. That's what I'd like to try to do.
Want to command it to surface.
I'd like to command it to approach, which I think would bring it towards the surface. That's look, that's my theory, and I'm happy to happy to not do that. It's my movement anyway.
Give me a No, yeah. Cast the spell. How's the spell go?
It's a wisdom saving throw, or it must follow its command on the next turn.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me do that real quick. As I think I would need to move towards the pool.
You have 30 feet, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you want to move 30 feet, you're going to get towards the edge of the pool. You would be close enough to start to see the clear shape of this fish-like tentacled creature. Because it's from there you definitely get better sense.
What do you cast your spells with? What's your skill that you use? Is it a intelligence, wisdom,
charisma?
Charisma. And what's your pluses to that?
Charisma. My spell cast modifier is +5.
+5?
Is that
wow?
That's the question.
Yeah. It just helps for the DC because it's 8 + 5 plus your proficiency, so it would be a 16 DC on the saving throw for your wisdom.
Yeah. Sorry. So let me rephrase that slightly. My spell DC I think is 13 because I might have combined a couple of things. +2 charisma modifier, +3 proficiency modifier. So I think that's 5 total, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay, +5 total. Yes. Okay, sorry. So it's 13. Yeah. 13.
Which is
sorry.
Look, hey.
It's Dece. It's Dece.
It is what it is.
That's it's where we're all at, right?
I'm assuming this creature might not have a particularly high wisdom throw, and I actually have to cast the spell, don't I?
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, I'm casting it on a target that doesn't exist, but
here you go.
Legion, is sort of mechanically stalks to the edge of the pool, points downwards, gold glistening through their veins, and just says, "Surface, approach."
In your mind, Legion, you hear. You can use more words. What would you like?
Legion is going to try to communicate mentally with this creature?
Mm-hmm.
And should I be doing that out loud, or perhaps
you can describe? No, we could describe just for the audience because we have an audience.
Yeah, of course. Legion is going to try to hearing this voice is going to try to communicate back. You have defiled this place. This group of people wants nothing more than to heal this place, and you have turned them against each other. Face me.
Okay. Shinare,
You are an aspect of a deity, an eternal being that has existed for as long as there has been matter, life, light. On connecting with this voice in your mind, when you choose to respond to it, you feel a circuit has been closed. And through this closed psychic circuit, a probe comes into your mind. And I would like now for you to tell me, this is a bit of metagaming, but we have an audience. What is Shinare's greatest desire? As this is uncovered and pulled from the recesses of your mind.
Shinare's single greatest desire is for all beings in the material plane to communicate with each other openly and honestly. Thanks, Dad.
Oh God,
Hell yeah.
he's a hippie.
Oh.
Sorry, yes. Well, also, yes. That's
He's
the
the god of
I'm
it.
just saying single. Because
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
perhaps others.
Of course.
Perhaps
No,
there are
you,
others.
there can be more. Yeah. Yeah. There is a breathless laughter in your mind as he says, "Oh, I will happily grant your wish." Do you have any other actions you want to do on your turn?
Scream, we fucked. No, now that I've moved away, I can no longer cast Sanctuary as a bonus action on anyone
no.
close enough to me, which is tragic as hell. It is what it is. I have these bonus actions that
Well, how close? How long? How far is the sanctuary?
I think it's 30 feet.
30 feet. So you wouldn't have. You would have had to move, even if.
Oh, I would have had.
Yeah,
to
you would have had to
yeah.
move anyways. So yeah, like even if you had retconned that in terms of doing it before, you would have had to move the other direction.
I could cast Sanctuary on myself.
You can, yeah.
I
You might
feel
as
like
well,
this
man.
thing is coming at me, and I'm
Arlie cast it on herself, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take probably a big hit before I can smack back. So I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Sanctuary on myself.
Amazing. Yeah,
We'll
I think that's just
see how that.
It's coming for you too.
the silent.
Okay.
Sanctuary, please. What does it look like?
Yeah.
What does it look like when you cast Sanctuary?
It is essentially it's sort of a dome of energy that emanates from the heart of Legion up and then out, but the quality of this dome is one of silver, and it feels wealthy. It feels like it was bought. If that is interesting for anybody to hear. There we go.
Feels expensive.
It feels expensive. Okay, cast the spell, baby. All right.
Amazing. Okay, and that will finish
Long
your.
turn. Thank you. Yes.
No, that's cool. That will finish your turn. Which brings us to Harold's turn. Oh, wait, no. It brings us to Arlie's turn. That brings us to Arlie's
Can I
turn.
do a message? Who's doing Arlie, by the way, right now?
I am doing Arlie right now.
If you're doing Arlie, if I want to quickly communicate something to Arlie, do I have to use like a reaction for that, or can I?
No, you can you can talk to her. She's running up to you.
If we catch eyes as I'm being grappled and we like lock eyes, I just go run far away, and then I face Arlick again.
Amazing. She runs up to you and reaches out a hand. 8. What's your DC? What's your AC?
Me?
Yep.
Yeah, 17.
It's actually still because my turn hasn't come back around again. It's 20 something.
But he's
Amazing.
gradually held to the ground.
Does that mean with advantage?
Restrained would be.
Means
Grapple does not. Grapple does not. Wait, is he prone? Is that
Wait a minute.
prone is a different
No,
thing,
my
I
speed
think.
is 0. I can't
Yeah.
move anywhere, but you never said you brought me prone. Not that it's
Prone is an extra thing, right?
Okay.
Wait. Is it the reaction? Are you talking about your AC went up because of the reaction shield that you cast?
Oh, yeah, that didn't happen. So I have
yeah,
an
exactly.
AC.
17.
I have an AC of 17.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Wow.
Oh no.
So
no.
Arlie comes up to reach you. You're like, you say, as she comes up to you, you say, "Run!" And she reaches out, and as her hand gets close, your newfound connection and embracing of your wizard arcane heritage, at what looks at first like a helping hand, you feel a necrotic power behind it, and you're able to turn and struggle your way and avoid this.
Well, here's how I do it. He's so much taller than me. I actually use his arms and his grip as like a solid thing, and I just lift my core up out of the way. Like I'm using his like a base, and I just sort of pull up my legs as she tries to touch me, and then I go down, and he's still holding on to me, but I'm just using his weight. Like his body is like a little jungle gym to get out of the way.
Amazing. Hell yeah. And that's a spell, so she can't cast any other spells. And she's gonna stand right there, next to you. Next will be Harold.
Harold notches his bow and fires at Bubo.
Oh, please hit me. Please hit me.
I want this.
Okay. So this is a sneak attack, right? This is a sneak attack. So that's with advantage if it's within range.
Okay.
Which range for a short bow at 40 feet is definitely should be good. So you're gonna attack with range with your short bow.
Bubo, are you the kind of... Which is your icon? Because I'm trying to target you.
Bottom
That's
right.
right here. Yeah.
Such a big map.
Sorry.
Oh wait.
Sorry. Whoops. Sorry.
And my trackpad is so annoying.
Yeah.
There? Okay.
No, Bubo was here.
Here, just let me, I'm
yeah.
gonna. Yeah, that's it. Bring you back.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're both
I'm
doing
not
it.
getting my combat stuff. Did you import?
Oh, you know why?
Okay,
It's
I'll do it
because
from
no, it's because you're hidden. There you go.
Okay.
It's because
cool.
you were hidden.
I'll just go to my inventory then and go from there.
You're good. I unhidden you, and this attack will make you unhidden.
Oh,
Bubo was very close. Bubo was very close.
I like it though. He's gonna disappear again, which is awesome. I think this is perfect. It's like the newfound rogue.
23, Does a 23 hit Bubo?
Yes, a 23 hits Bubo, please.
Okay, sneak attack.
Give it.
Great. Sorry about the damage.
Yeah, dude. Happy to take it, dude. Happy.
Oh.
And then
5 plus sneak
/R?
attack.
Yeah.
And the sneak attack at
It's
7th level is
3d6.
46 at
I got a
7th level.
D6 at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. /R 4d6. Is that what I write in the console?
Mm-hmm. So that is a 18.
15.
18 total damage.
18 total?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not sure how I affect my hit points.
I can type it in for you if you'd like.
Yeah. So 18 off, so I'm down to 28.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to...
Harold, do you have a business... Oh yeah, you have a wisdom saving throw. Harold, you have your bonus action, right?
Well, I've attacked. I'm going to move, and then I'm going to hide again.
Bubo, that is a successful wisdom saving throw.
As Harold is running away, Bubo comes to his senses and says, you just hear "thank you," just like a screaming "thank you," thank you from. That's all you hear, Harold. Maybe it's confusing to understand it in the heat of the battle, but as you hit me, you see something kind of come over me, or maybe you could do a perception check to see if you actually notice it. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah. So I move and I'm gonna hide again with my cunning action.
Cool.
because he doesn't trust me. Thank you, Boo. Thank you, Harold. Come here.
I mean, who
Come
would?
back. I want to talk to you. Hey, man.
All right.
Candy in my van. Come on.
Harold rolls a 19 on stealth. Bubo, you have passive perception of something crazy. I think it's close to 19.
Yeah, my passive perception is 19, so I saw where he went.
Okay.
I saw where he went.
Cool. Any other actions there, Harold? That's your movement, your action, your bonus?
That's everything I have.
Cool. And rogues don't get a second attack, eh? Rogues don't get that?
No, you can use your cunning action to dash, disengage, or hide.
Right. You don't get the two attacks
can't
that
use it for
other
anything
marshals
other than
get.
I mean,
Cool.
it would be kind of stupid if it gave you just a second action. Like
Yeah.
like Arcane Trickster would become super imba because I could attack and then cast spell in
Yeah,
the same turn and
that's-
then move.
true.
It would be pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, we're back
We can only
to...
dream.
Oh, we can only dream. You can always multi-class. We're back to Thaddeus, grappled and surrounded, bloodied.
So, with a brief bit of remorse that Arlie is like about to get caught up in what's going to happen, there's a more pressing issue of the dragon staring at, opening your mouth, right? You're like you're about to, yeah.
Someone's about to come out.
As Arlie was opening up his jaws, Thad stares right back at you, full concentration. He grips his staff now tight in one hand, and just his eyes fill with shadow, and these shadows just like pour out of his eyes, and he looks directly at you. And I want to be very specific because these don't exist in a fantasy world. So he's not saying tick, he's saying tech. Tech, and then suddenly he just disappears and reappears. Hold on, I need to move myself 70 feet away down over here. And the second that he disappears, the upcasting rule still is effect here. So if I'm casting a 4th level spell, it's a 3rd level spell. Like I'm using a 3rd level spell for a 4th level spell.
Correct.
So,
Correct. Yeah.
'cause we're in the Feywild.
We're Feywilds.
So at 4th level, there is an earth-shattering thunderclap emanating from the space that I used to occupy. It can be heard up to 300, 400 feet away, I believe. And everybody within 10 feet of the space that I used to occupy takes 40-10 damage on a successful saving. Or 40-10 damage. If they make their saving throw, they take half. And the DC is
On a con save, is it?
15. Yeah, it's a Constitution save. You guys got to beat a 15 to take half, or yeah, the two of them. And I will roll
Cool.
the damage.
Pretty nice. Pretty sweet.
Okay, 3.
Arlie succeeds in her Constitution saving throw, and so takes half whatever damage will be.
Yes.
I also saved.
You both saved, so you're both taking half. Good. I
So,
don't want to.
what is the damage?
I don't want to hurt
I
you.
4d10, but I'm trying to figure. So 4,
7,
Ooh.
10.
8, 18.
Oof.
So half of 18 is 6. No, 9 damage.
Nine, yeah.
And that was my action. I still have
And
movement.
Aelric,
bonus.
because you took some damage, wisdom saving throw, please.
Please, Erlich. Come on, Arlick.
I have the worst wisdom.
You'll be fine. You'll be just fine. Believe it. Just gotta believe. You just gotta VD. I believe.
Man,
That's a failure.
So
I
close.
was on a 20 for a hot second, and then just.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thad. That's your action, your spell.
That was just a spy. That was my first action. I
Yep.
still have movement. And
Cool,
bonus
cool.
action. For my bonus action, well, free action, I'm drawing my rapier,
Mhm.
and then on the top of the back of the beat of what I just did to move instantaneously from one place to another, it's an old turnpike like Dragon's Graveyard tune. That's the tune that's being carried, but all of the words are sort of magical. That he starts muttering under his breath, and I am going to start blade singing.
Cool.
So my movement increases by 10 feet. I get +4 to my AC and some other stuff that might matter down the line. So I can move 50 feet now, and I'm going to charge down. Is that rough terrain? Quite
Yes.
Like the woods and stuff, if I'm back in there?
The woods will be.
Yeah, I'm at. Wait, does rough terrain?
Difficult terrain's
Sorry, guys.
half.
My first time doing
First
something.
time blade singing, yeah. Welcome to blade singing. It's like the mage's version of rage. Yeah,
Ah.
it's just
Mage
more academic.
He's like, I'm really, really smart.
Yeah. Check this out. Well, he remembers we go back to, like, we get a little bit of a flashback to those training sessions with Senor Schnuffalito. And, you must use your dexterity. Schnuffalito sounds kind of like a young Antonio Banderas, by the way.
Bonjour, le
know.
schnuff.
Yeah, I wonder if this is what Schnuffalito intended, but if it works, it works. You know what I mean? I wasn't here, but that's feels right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna try to just use the rest of my movement, Koi, to get behind this tree. Like, I can sort of see that there's, like, I want a little bit of cover.
You can take half cover in there, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna move over to there, and I'm gonna sort of keep my eye between the monster and where my compatriots just attacked me.
Cool. Just getting this monster into it. And is that going to be your full action?
Little Boobo does nothing but keeps on sort of circling above.
Nice. Let's get little Boobo in here. Hell yeah. Little Boobo. Tiny little Boobo. Okay, and that's Thad's action. Somehow stayed alive. Oh, those magic lessons paid off. Elric, it is now your turn. You have taken how much damage? It was 9 damage. I'm just going to remove that for you.
9 damage. Hey, just out of curiosity, Thad is still afraid, right? He's still feared because he has not.
True, but he has not moved towards you, so that wasn't an issue. But he is still frightened. Yes.
Oh, so he should still be making a saving throw against that, though, right?
That's what I was saying before he moved on. Yeah, he needs to make a saving
Cool.
Wisdom saving throw?
Go for it.
Sorry.
throw.
Yeah.
It's a DC with 15. Yeah, DC 15 wisdom saving throw.
Come on.
Yeah. I am no longer.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Thad. Well done.
He's
Blowing a
saying-
big old thunderclap in your face really
Pow!
makes the shock out of the situation.
Very cool. Yeah, this is something that none of the party have seen. Thad fully grappled, bloodied.
The shock into the situation.
Vroom, disappears, and in that, like, it's like the compression of space that's left behind, like when you see an explosion underwater, it just collapses in on itself, and then this echoing explosion of sound that reverberates and even creates a little shockwave over the fountain and the water, just and then runs into that little garden area, hiding slightly behind the tree, so getting half cover. Elric, what do you want to do, bud?
Elric runs towards. So I have a movement, and then that's it, right? I can only move, right?
You're gonna get
No
you
way
have
to increase movement, right?
you can use your
Use that.
action to double your movement. If you want to, you have enough strength that you could leap over this distance, for example.
Yeah.
For pretty much for free because of your strength. And if you used an action, your movement would go from 30 feet to 60 feet.
Okay.
You also have a light crossbow, which would be an attack.
Yeah.
which has 80 or
I'm
320
gonna do
feet.
that. I'm gonna move myself right there.
Okay.
It won't let me move for some reason.
Just-
because I've got the
Yeah,
measurement
so you're
on.
going to move to here, yeah? That's 60
Yeah.
feet.
Yep, that's right.
Cool. And then you can use a bonus action if you have one.
I do. Dragon Fear Roar.
Holy shit.
At Legion. That's
Ruh-roh.
it's a DC 8 plus my proficiency bonus, which is what is my proficiency bonus? So it's not that
3.
big, right? Wisdom saving throw.
Well, it
So-
should be your
oh, wait.
spell DC, which
my
is a...
Sorry. Plus my charisma modifier, which is not super great either, so it's 2, so it's plus 5, so it's a 13,
Mhm.
I guess. It says wisdom on this.
That makes... Is wisdom or
That
is it charisma?
Well, no. So I get my charisma
Oh.
modifier.
So it's a wisdom save DC 13.
Throw. DC 8 plus my proficiency bonus, which is 3, plus my charisma bonus, which is 2, so it's 15.
Let's. Oh God. Okay. Let's see if. If
Wisdom
Legion
DC
responds to this, yeah.
5. That's 14. That's a pass. That's
Was
a
it-
pass, right?
wasn't it 15? Oh no. Okay.
15.
Is it a 15?
It-
Oh!
So close. Okay. All right. Hit me up. Am I terrified?
That's frightened, I believe.
Hey, no. It's 13.
13. Yeah. So it's a pass. That's what I... Okay. So Aelric opens his mouth and unleashes a horrifying, terrifying, terrific, if you want to use an old version of the word, roar towards you, Legion. But whether it's the fact that you've just been communing with this psychic thing and have been distracted and therefore not feared, or just the fact that your celestial being cannot be terrified by any mortal, you are unaffected by this attempt to cow your will. And that brings us back to Bubo, who last thing he just said, "Oh, thank you."
Oh, thank you. Whoa.
The Bubo tests the telepathic link between him and his master, and says, "What would you like me to do, master?"
To be clear, Bubo, you passed the wisdom
Fair
saving
enough.
throw, right?
Yes, I understand.
So that broke the telepathic connection.
Okay, fantastic. So when he gets no answer, it's just kind of a little bit of a litmus test. He's like, "Hello, master. Who do you want me to fillet? Nobody? Okay, perfect. I'm happy now." Yeah.
Filet or you know what? Never mind.
Yeah, that's it. And Bubo, sensing that he had a weak telepathic link with others in the group, he couldn't really tell who they were, and wasn't paying attention to what the group was. What was
No, actually, no. This to be clear. The connection you
I
had.
understand. Just let me do this. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. You'll see. What
Okay.
it is. So just it's a story thing. It's not going to affect anything. But he's like he feels like he might not have been alone in being. He hears this cacophony on the other side of the battlefield, and he wasn't a part of it. And the big wormy thing is in the water here, unless there was another one. He's assuming that more of his friends are affected. So he casts Thunderclap, which is a cantrip, but not. I guess everything is upcast to a first level. I guess it would be for me right now, right?
Yes, everything's upcast 1 level.
Okay, so I am going to cast Thunderclap, cast this spell, and everybody on the battlefield, including the monster, all of my friends, everybody are going to make Constitution saving throws. Anybody who could hear it, it's within 100 feet or something like that. It's a mile or something. It's like ridiculous. It's like everybody can hear this thing.
It's 100 feet. 100 feet.
100 feet?
Sound that can be, yeah.
So give me a second here. Just make sure that I can move. So, okay. So Bubo is going to move then. I didn't realize I had to move.
That's fine.
So,
Okay.
Bubo is going to, let's see. Shit balls.
This
Okay.
is 100 feet.
Wait a minute.
Just to be clear.
Is it a radius from my body?
Yeah, I just the circle I just created is 100 feet.
Okay, it's not an aura around my body. It's if I move, it doesn't move.
I believe it's a single instance, right? It's not like an ongoing effect.
No, I know, but I mean,
So-
I place myself.
Yeah,
That's where I place myself in the
you
first place.
create a burst, yeah, from you 100 feet away. So wherever you decide to move to.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but I just reread I'm taking a look at the spell. People can hear it within 100 feet away,
Yep.
but it's only the things that are within 5 feet of you that have to take the Constitution saving
Oh
throw.
shit!
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. Each creature other than you within 5 feet of you must make a Constitution saving throw.
It's in range. Oh shit.
You create a burst of thunderous sound which can be heard 100 feet away. Each creature within you. I think
mean-
that yeah.
I see
Right on-
15-foot cube is on Foundry. It says a 15-foot cube range, so it's still much smaller. Let me look it up as well. But Sam,
Okay.
you're also
Sorry, I don't mean to be the
no. This is
Within
it's
range. Okay. No, it was confusing. I'm sorry. It was.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a good thing because I had a whole tactic about that. Okay, so I am
All
going to
good.
retcon. I'm not going to.
yeah. Of course, no. Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay, so take the aura off, please.
Yeah.
I am taking 2 shots, one at Arlie, one at and at
Elric.
Elric, non-lethal arrows shooting at both of them.
Cool.
So obviously not sharpshooter, just plus 11
Mhm.
to each of these hits. So Arlie, first one,
Nat 20.
Um,
Jesus.
natural 20.
So
So glad
that's-
you said that not critical thing earlier.
Yeah.
So that's
and
a crit.
Then, and then for Elric, what happened? Elric, I guess it would be a 25, right?
Mhm.
So Arlie is going to take, what is it? 17 non-lethal.
17.
And Elric is
Okay.
going to take. I know if that is even if you can. And Elric is going to take 10 non-lethal.
And Elric, you can also roll a wisdom save at the same time. You failed that.
Jesus. Okay. And then I am going to. Okay, you know what? I'm then instead of moving where I did move, I am going to. What's going on? Why am I? I'm going straight up in the air. I don't know why. I don't know why it's making me do this. Oh, I guess it's this guy. That's what's going on. So instead of doing that, I'm going to go straight up in the air, 30 feet. Okay, there you go. That's my turn. I tried, guys. Did Arlie
I tried.
save? Hopefully she
I
saved.
think Arlie saved.
Arlie did save. That's
Okay.
your turn?
That's all of it. That's everything. That's all I can do.
Okay, this creature is going to move towards Legion.
Good.
Um,
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Me, yeah, exactly.
and Boobo, you're gonna have to roll another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Why do I have to? Why are you making me do this bullshit?
Come on, buddy.
I don't. What condition did I just meet? Or did he just cast?
it
spell?
casts.
Feel
Did I-
alive.
It cast.
Yeah. Okay. So you can tell me. I can see it, right? I mean, this is something I can see, or is it secret casting? Like for me not to see the cast. Like, what happened? What did I just see?
Let me describe this here.
Unless he's got like.
Targets one creature it can see.
Yeah.
Oh. Must succeed a wisdom saving throw or...
Go on.
Okay.
You
I mean-
don't want to go outside after all.
A 10 is a failure.
Get the fuck out of here, bastards.
Legion, you're up.
What I would like to do
Mhm.
before I describe this action.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just want people
Totally
to tell
cool.
me how incredibly foolish this would be.
Not at all.
Seeing that Legion understands that diplomacy is not going to get anywhere with this creature that is
Mhm.
turning brother in arms against brother in arms.
Mhm.
Legion would want to launch themselves into the water.
Sure.
Morning Star first,
Hell yeah.
and Thunderous, empowering it with this sort of sense of like lightning and thunder to, using Thunderous Smite to like drive the Morning Star into the head of this creature. I am going to be like launching myself into the water.
Yeah.
Is this insane?
Do it. Yes. Do it.
Everyone's like,
Go
"Do
for it.
Yeah. Somebody's got to hit this guy.
Epic. Yeah.
Was planning on doing it myself, so I'll be
All
joining
right.
you
Okay. Well,
whenever
Thad,
I
you're up
come
next
back
when I
here.
inevitably like splash in this shallow end or whatever. I feel like Legion.
Legion
takes
is a
steps
warforged,
up-
so doesn't need to breathe, which is a nice benefit for underwater.
Well,
yeah.
no, great. We're gonna tangle down to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
It takes 2 steps, sort of 1, 2, up onto the edge of the platform above the water, draws the Morning Star as the sun glints off of it, and launches down into the water. I'm gonna roll my attack roll, and I'm gonna put Thunderous Smite on this. I'm just making
Nice.
sure I understand how that works. The first time you hit with a melee weapon,
So you get to add if you hit.
it's a
yeah.
bonus action, right? Okay,
Cool.
cool. So in that case,
Which means I think you get to use Divine Smite as well if you want.
Ooh, is Divine's. I'm just gonna check here real quick.
Both of them are if you hit. Divine Smite is free, but it costs a spell slot, but it's free if you hit, and Thunderous Smite is if you hit bonus action.
That sounds correct to me. All right, cool. Well, in that case, I think that it's time. So then in that case, let's
Amazing.
Let's do our best. Yeah, just launching up and over onto the back of this creature. Whoops.
Hell yeah.
Let's see if I can. What just happened? I don't know why I rolled 4d20.
I think it was doing maybe advantage or something.
Oh, good.
Or
Okay.
one of those things. I'm just going to tell you right now, as you step forward, launch with this huge mace, and strike with this explosion of celestial energy, and thunderous like rippling, which like creates like a thunder, like it creates like a cannonball effect in this
Yeah,
water. That's like,
actually, lightning and thunder kind of splash upwards from the water.
yeah, just this like kind of, so Legion becomes obscured by all the water and the white foam around them, and as it's also like a darkish water, so it's not like super clear. As the wave subsides, the creature is gone.
Nuts.
Oh shit!
That's
I smote it.
Oh shit!
How deep is the pool here? It's not. It's like relatively deep.
It's like 20 feet.
Okay. Briefly treading, sort of surfacing back up from the depths, the sun glinting off their head. Legion steps back out of the pool and raises the Morning Star.
I'm gonna need a athletics check to make sure you don't
sink as a
Die.
metal. You're not gonna drown, but you are a metal body. So just an athletics to
Okay.
not sink.
I would like to preemptively ask for help from my friends. Here it comes. Oh no, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just a DC 10.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, just because you're super heavy. Yeah. No, but you're able to catch on to the edge for sure, and you can pull
Also,
yourself up.
You're a construct, so you can't drown. You don't need to
Right,
breathe.
sure.
And you, I'm actually pretty sure that you can't be poisoned. I had a Warforged in my old thing, and I don't think you can be poisoned either.
That
Yeah.
sounds
Automatic. The chat says Legion activates automatic flotation device, which is way cooler. Just like well, pow, just floats up.
Yeah, I love it.
they're not floaties per se.
Yeah. That would not be regal.
That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, that wouldn't be what a god would have. But they are yellow and they make you float, and they're attached to your arms
float.
like this.
They're golden. Very much.
Golden. Yeah.
And they're comfy.
There you
They're
go.
very comfy and
Cool looking floaties.
fucking flamingo. And steps out of the water, raises the Morning Star, and again pounds on their chest in that sort of way that
Dong.
reverberates exactly like a large gong, calling everyone
Or
to
like a
them.
Jamaican steel drum.
Yeah, roll a
100%.
performance
sorry
check.
to
You know what? I mean, will you?
Elric's on mute. I can't. You can go for it. Yeah, I can't hear
Yeah,
Elric.
hell yeah.
Keen, I couldn't hear you, buddy. I was also muted.
Shinare is not really is off. Maybe it's because he got hit or something, or it's maybe the water still in his chest is screwing up with the resonance. It's just yeah, it's kind of not great.
But with intense dignity, still holds the Morning Star aloft and calls out,
Yeah,
"Dragon Slayers!" There you go.
hell yeah. We're gonna go back to Arlie, who shakes her head. She's kind of far away from people, and on the other side of this big gorge. Aelric, you are still not of your own mind, if I'm correct. Is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Arlie is going to cast. Let me double check what spells I had prepared for them. Sanctuary on herself. Just like, I don't know what's going on. And that's I believe a bonus act. No, that's an action. So then with her movement, I don't think she can make a 10-foot plus leap with her strength of. Oh, actually, with a strength of 15, she may be able to.
She just may be able to.
Sorry guys, this is. You can long jump your strength. Oh yeah, no, she can do that with a 15. So she casts Sanctuary, takes a running leap at this gap in the feeding water towards the central fountain, and does this epic leap over top, lands in hero's pose, draws out her shining scimitar or shining mace that she got as a gift from the last Legion, Nunquepi, and which I'm always pronouncing wrong. I apologize. And is able to just start moving towards the call of Legion, our new Legion, Shinare. And that's going to be Arlie's turn. We return to Harold, who had to drop out, so therefore will be controlled by our guest Scott. I am going to reveal Harold there, and I will also I'm going to give you ownership, Scott, so that you can
Oh.
that you're able to do. You can open the sheet and do what you need.
This is very dangerous.
Yeah.
So this is where Harold is here for you. Harold is a rogue. He can use a bonus action to dash, disengage, or dodge. Dodging gives, I think, dodge. No, is it dash or disengage?
Yeah, dash, hide, disengage.
Dash, hide, not dodge, not dodge. Disengage lets you avoid opportunity attacks. Hide lets you roll your stealth to become invisible. Dash lets you double your movement action. If you use your bonus action and your action, you can basically triple your movement. He also has a short bow. He also has a couple of daggers.
Well, I mean, Harold's goal was to survive, but above all else was to protect the party. I mean, not to speak on behalf of Harold too much here, but I feel like the goal would be to try to snap Aelric out of whatever situation he's found himself in.
Yeah.
So I would want Harold to move into different cover, which I think I'll be able to like.
So he's already in. I just revealed him for you. He is currently in cover, so if he attacks, it'll be
a
sneak
surprise
attack. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, then or a sneak attack. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, hell, let's shoot with the short
It
bow,
will be a
baby.
sneak attack against anybody with a passive perception under 19. Just offering.
Yeah. He said Aelric, and also the last we've heard from Bubo is he's on our side again. Last we heard.
Yeah.
So I think what Scott's describing is attacking Aelric, correct?
That's the plan, is to try to snap Aelric out of whatever mind control he's found himself in. So
Totally.
Bubo thanked him.
Yeah, Bubo said he's fine.
Surely must mean something. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Bubo's fine, right? Right?
Yeah, right? And we'll...
Cool.
Let's do it. I'm just going to quickly check this. No, that's something else. Cool. Oh. I just rolled it, baby.
Okay, looks like that's a miss, but it's with advantage, right? Because it's a sneak attack.
Yeah,
So you get to
that's
roll
correct.
again.
Let's go again. Yeah, absolutely.
Just need a little hit.
This is why I shouldn't have been in control.
That is a nat 1. So the fun thing with nat 1s is we play them as critical miss problems.
No, hey, he doesn't have a critical miss. He's got advantage, so it's like...
Oh, that's true. His better one. You're good call. Good call. His better one was a 6. His better... No, good call.
Straight up hit Arlie right in the...
It was about to. No, his better of the 2 was a 6, which still misses Aelric. But Aelric, how do you see a shot coming from the forest, from the underbrush? How do you avoid or dodge or parry this arrow?
Oh, it's easy because that's just a mosquito. The shiny thing in front of me is what's got my attention. So I just a slight feint as I continue.
Amazing. Not even parrying it, just like take a step. Just goes past.
Just a step to the side. Yep.
Hell yeah. Harold, I assume will try to hide again with the bonus action. You can definitely hide.
Correct.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
He is a halfling. Harold is a halfling.
I did that. Sorry.
Oh my God, you're right. No, our chat. Thank you, chat. Harold gets to re-roll the 1.
Natural luck?
Halfling's luck. Yeah, chat. You're on it. What up, chat?
Thanks, Vikovar. So I'll.
So you get to take one more roll at that. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, come on, buddy. Is that any better? Is that any better?
So that is a hit. That's a hit.
Okay.
Which gives you 8 damage plus 4d6.
Wow.
Because it's a sneak attack. Yes.
1, 2. Oh, I have to do them in order. Yeah. 3, 4. Baby, what's that? 10, 12, 17. You said plus 4.
No, so you get
I
10,
don't want to kill him.
17 plus 8 on your initial roll. So, or no, plus 7. So, 17 plus 7, that's 24.
24.
So Aelric takes 24 damage. I'll do that for you, Aelric, and you roll a Wisdom saving throw.
Please succeed.
Please, motherfucker. That's a success.
Come on, buddy.
That is a success. Yeah, sometimes it takes an arrow in the shoulder to shake yourself free a little bit. Sometimes pain is the only thing that can free you into the moment. Amazing. Yeah, you are. No, it's everyone's lucky. You still have 35 movement, so you can kind of go like now. This is difficult terrain, which is half. But you
But
can
I
still.
think he would, venture further into the underbrush to avoid. So, like, since
Yeah.
the arrows came out of the underbrush, you want to also then
Yeah.
reorient yourself. So, I
So
would
let's move and
Can
hide.
Can I offer something? Yeah, like as a DM, just for the sake of the fact that I might be shooting at him or whatever. He's got 30 movement and a free hide. Just secretly move him somewhere because I don't want to see where he is. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and you can roll a private stealth check, and if it's good enough, then I just don't see him, and if it's bad enough, then whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay. Would you like
try to
me to roll that privately, Scott, or would you like to roll that?
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't
will-
have all of
You
those
don't-
details in front of me, right?
You don't
Yeah.
trust your you don't trust your rolls.
I
Scott?
definitely do not trust my dice luck today, specifically.
And Bubo, your passive perception is 19?
It's 19. Yeah.
All right. So, Bubo, you with a 19, you see Harold moving off and hiding in the bush.
Okay, cool.
He rolled an 18 with bonuses.
Can I retcon something, man? I keep forgetting to do this, and it's kind of an important part of my character. But I do have Tides of Chaos, which allows me to re-roll a saving throw that I made early. Once per round, I can re-roll a saving throw. It's your once per turn. The DM can have you. No, sorry, not Wild Magic Surge. Starting at first level, you can manipulate the forces of chance to gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. So I can just do it once, and I can only get it after a long rest. Afterward.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We're just like definitely you can use it now. We're just like 4 people past the last saving throw you did, so I'm gonna say it's like quite a bit to go back on the last saving throw you did.
Well, it's just that nobody's attacked me, and I've attacked nobody. So, and nobody's aware of my state one way or the other. So I'm just saying only because it doesn't affect any other thing that's happened yet.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no this time, just because it's been so long. But you'll have it next time. Next time you have it. Thad is up.
Now that I'm like not dealing with a dragon man about to breathe lightning in my face, and I feel like better. I'm still humming the magical tune underneath my breath.
Roll an insight check
What?
for me, or a perception if you want to evaluate Aelric, because all you know is Aelric's still coming at you.
I'm not worried about
Okay.
evaluating.
Okay.
I'm far enough away.
Okay.
But I'm more concerned about the shape in the water that I just saw Legion shout is no longer there.
Yeah.
I wanna. What can I remember? What do I need to roll? Arcana, history, to try and pull any information that I can about water, mind control, disappearing, fouling. You know, I got a pretty big brain. So what do I need to roll to try and see if I've heard anything about this in mythology or?
I'm gonna give with one hand and take with the other. You can roll whatever you want. It's a nat 20.
Okay, I'm rolling Arcana.
Are we suspicious of the DM?
I'm
No.
very suspicious of the DM, but I've never met a strange deal that I haven't been like, yeah, what's behind door number 2?
I mean,
Arcana, let's
look,
do it.
if you want to know what this thing is, it's a nature check. If you just want to know about the monster, it's just always a nature check to find out about a monster.
No, I want. It's just a flat nature. Yeah, then I'll do the nat 20 nature check. Whatever I need to do to get the information that I need. So.
I
Oh, no.
accidentally rolled. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I feel like thinking about. Oh no. What's behind door number 2?
This will be the last, because we're already over time, so this will be the last turn of our session today.
Are you? What's going on, DM? Did you just?
Sorry, I didn't see. The last thing I saw was a Aelric roll.
Oh wait, do you want? I thought you just said that whatever I chose was a 20.
No,
It has to be a nat
you
20.
need to roll it.
No, you
Oh, I
have
need.
to roll
Oh,
it.
I need to roll a nat 20. Oh,
DC 20. DC 20.
No, okay,
Nat
no,
20.
I'm not doing it then. Sorry, I misheard. I thought you were gonna.
No. Roll whatever.
Yeah.
Roll whatever you want. You need a nat 20.
All right.
Come on, do it.
It's a free action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Do whatever you want. Go for it.
I'm doing it.
Come on, man, they happen.
I have to be
Happen all
honest.
the time.
I'm inspired by. Oh, okay. It's.
No, it's on the floor. You
it
can see
is-
It was really close.
No.
I can
Yeah.
see it right there. Yeah.
You don't know.
I'm just gonna. All right, I'm gonna use my bonus action to pop 4 seeds. I'm gonna use all the charges
Cool.
to gain life.
13. So you
So I
recover
get
13.
13. Yeah, and
I'll give that
guess
back
I'm
to you.
going to run over to the water, which is 10, 20, 25, 30, 35. So I'm using 35 feet to move over to peer in, and like Legion's just there. There's nothing. I don't see anything unusual in the canal now.
Nothing. No, nothing.
No, nothing.
Nothing. Nada.
Nothing. You don't see nothing.
You,
You're
s-
looking
you
everywhere.
say,
You
what do you
can't see
want
nothing.
Leroy, I didn't know you were here.
to... Look at what you've done to my beautiful gardens.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
I was
You
gonna
can't
lap
see
that up
nothing.
with my big tongue.
Giant tongue coming out of that little kitten.
Ow, ow.
I don't even bathe in these. I just look at them. I wouldn't get my coat wet. It's
So
disgusting.
I get about this far after looking there, but I'm
Yep.
going to try to run back over to the big pool. I want to see if it's gone to the big pool.
Sure. Yeah.
And then otherwise, that's going to be the. You know what? I'm going to cast Firebolt on Ilya.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
We're killing
I don't
it.
know if he's.
You know, the
he
last-
hasn't said
He's
anything.
taken a lot of damage and still been coming, right? Like he's been taking a lot of damage and still coming.
Nobody's dead. He's charged forward. He took a couple hits. It's just a simple Firebolt.
I don't know if upcasting means anything because it's a cantrip, right?
No, it doesn't mean anything because it's
Yeah.
a cantrip.
Although it's
Oh.
2d10 because you're above 5th level.
How do I can't select him?
Maybe
Oh, because he's the party member.
yeah, just
Yeah.
roll 2d10.
To hit?
No, it's a
Just
spell
roll
attack, so it's a
d20.
d20 plus 7 to hit, so it's a 17 plus
Oh my
7.
God.
So I think that hits, and then it's 2d10 fire damage.
What's my saving throw?
There's no saving throw, it's just a weapon attack. Oh, then, so you're going to take 17 damage, Aelric, and roll a wisdom. Oh, no, but you don't need to because you already,
Yeah.
you already succeeded. You're like, my mind is clear. Boom! A firebolt from Thad.
Wait. I am out of my thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I have my reactions.
you
back.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 times between long rests, I can be immune to any acid, fire, or lightning or poison attack in my reactions because of my draconic heritage.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, Aelric.
Absolutely huge.
Okay, so this is going to be the last thing of our session because we're over time. But Aelric, you snap out of it. Thad runs out, fires a very powerful firebolt at you. I want to hear the description of your reaction to this.
Correction, it's not immunity. It's resistance.
Resistance.
So I take damage on it.
So you'll take eight damage. But what does it look like when you?
The fire's clear, and out of the fire of this firebolt, Elric, what happened?
He just looks at. He just looks across the whatever that is, the grotto over there to Thad, and says, "We're even."
And that's it for this week. Thank you so much. Thank you. That is you are Legion. Amazing. That was a killer first session. Welcome to Scott. Thank you everyone in the chat. This was epic for our first session. Well, come back next week. We are going to have our second week with Shinare and Scott Humphrey and resolve hopefully what's going on. What's happening? I don't know. Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to stop our stream.
Bye.
Yeah.